Joe.
I listened to that podcast and I was like, I'm with him.
That sounds really cool. And then Chris Humphries hard fouls. Kevin Garnett pushes him straight into the third row. Let's go. My name is Dave. This is Joe. Let's go.
This is the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast, the B.S.N Show.
Joe, you got anything you want to say before you go?
No, we have talked a lot.
There's nothing left in the tank.
Let's go. Welcome back to the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast, the B.S.N Show. This is the 53rd episode, I believe. 53rd.
I have no idea.
53rd, we'll call it. I am joined by my two fellow nerds here, of course. To my left, I have the host, former host
Now,
of Joe's Fantasy Field Goal.
you need to read the description on the last Joe's Fantasy Field Goal.
Yeah.
Because it says, enjoy the finale or whatever, love, Joe,
Yeah.
and...
Ben Field Goal. And I like the spelling. On
All
Ben
right,
Field
you
Goal.
did
I like
see it.
I got it.
I was like,
I got it.
that's the actual...
That's the little Easter
Funniest
egg of the
thing,
episode.
Ben Field Goal is the most important character to ever appear on a show while never appearing on the show.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, he's
Right.
never once showed up on Joe's Fantasy Field Goal. He's only been mentioned on this podcast.
Yep.
We actually don't even know what Ben Field Goal sounds like or looks like or if he's even real.
Doesn't matter.
Truth is, it's Kevin. It's just Kevin.
It's just Kevin.
Ben Field Goal is actually
It's
Kevin.
actually Kevin.
Yeah.
And also I have to my right the host of WECP.
Aaron!
There he is. Ton of energy. I like it. I never know with you these days if it's going to be Aaron or Aaron. You know, like
Because I get it
gym
at
style.
work.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it at work.
Right, yeah. That's good. All right, so this just in, it was not a touchdown. And that seems to be the reoccurring theme for the Patriots the past few weeks. It was a touchdown. No, wait. Oh, hold on.
I actually disagree with this call.
It was not a touchdown. You don't think...
I think it should have
You
been
think
a touchdown.
it should have been a touchdown? I think his foot did come up.
Yeah, I can see...
You just don't overturn that.
I can see why they overturned it.
Yeah.
But I just don't think there was inconclusive evidence or whatever.
Yeah,
enough
conclusive.
enough
Yeah, right.
conclusive evidence
Right.
to overturn the call.
I feel the exact same way.
I think they're just, and the thing is, I think this is, a lot of people are going to say, oh, the Pats, yeah, NFL was the first win,
Yeah.
NFL loves the Pats. Yeah, for $400 million, whatever. Law.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
That was edited by the NFL.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah. I just think there's a problem with instant replay. Like,
Yeah.
I think, and I think it was Colin Cowherd talked about it on his show. They should put a time limit on reviewing the play.
Yes.
The ref should get 30 seconds under the hood. If you can't turn it, like change the call in 30 seconds,
Yeah.
then don't change the call.
Right.
It should be that simple.
I agree with you.
Because it's they go in there, they look at it for an hour and a half, and then they're like, nope, his foot did come up centimeters off the ground.
Yeah,
So-
way too much time.
My favorite part of the whole thing is when people are like, oh, well, the league just wants them to just give it to the Patriots. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's the most ridiculous thing ever.
and then my favorite part is, if you can't get it right, why don't they go to New York? New York's communicating with the guy that's reviewing
New
it.
York is the one who makes the call.
So at the end of the day, New York made that decision.
Yeah.
I disagree with both things. I think both catches were catches.
Wait,
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I thought it was a catch. Like watching the play, I was like,
the Pittsburgh one?
yes, I thought that was a catch.
The Pittsburgh one by the rule is about as
No,
obvious
I-
of a. You disagree with the rule, which is
Yes,
how I
that's
feel.
my point.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my
But
point.
I'm
I
saying
agree.
by the rule of a catch, I actually think that the Kelvin Benjamin one was a catch, even by the rule. I just think
It was a bad call.
I think it was. I mean, I see what they're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like his foot might not have been on the ground. I just don't think they had enough evidence to overturn it.
I think...
But I actually think it shouldn't even have taken them that long under the hood for them to realize that Jesse James wasn't a catch. Like it was by the rule.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
obvious that, like when we got into the argument with your buddy on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like the calls. I was like, well, there wasn't enough evidence to overturn the Brandon Cooks call, which is what he brought up.
Right.
Why did they give him a touchdown?
Right.
Because he never
Never lost control of the ball.
he never lost control of the ball. The Jesse James catch and what was the other one? The
the
Austin
it's
Safarian
Safarian
Jenkins
right.
were both correct calls by the rule. correct calls, absolutely.
Right.
The only one I would concede to you is Kelvin Benjamin one is I didn't think they had enough evidence to overturn it. Apparently the NFL thinks they do. The thing is, I default to the people who know more about the rule book.
Right, yeah.
All these people come at you like, well, it's not correct. It's not correct. Well, you don't know. You're trying to tell me you know more about the rule book than these guys?
Right.
Because you don't.
Yeah, that's definitely not the case.
You don't know more.
You don't know. You don't know more than they do.
So I'm not going to believe you, random guy who works in Pittsburgh.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, just listen to their beat writer say like, "Oh, the Pats get all the calls," and then
I worked for Heinz Ketchup for 35 years, and I can tell you that's not a catch.
Right. Yeah.
Or that is a catch.
Yeah, it's tough. And I think you're right, Aaron, when you were saying that both of them, like whether it be the rule or the act of the catch, whatever.
No, my eyes said to me, those are catches.
Right, yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
Like you said, you think that it was a catch. They just didn't, in their eyes, have enough evidence to overturn that call.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it and I go, that's a catch in the end zone. Like, or that's a catch at the 1 yard line. Like, it's a catch.
Right.
Whether it fucking...
It possessed the ball.
Yeah,
then,
like,
right,
it's
yeah,
just,
yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, and I do agree with that.
Watching it, that was the thing that made me so mad watching, because how many times they showed the replay. They showed it with their commentary, which is fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But your commentary goes from, oh, look, he's juggling the ball. No, he's not.
Right.
Look, that's a catch. Oh, no, that's not a catch. No, that's a catch. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
They sound just like...
watch it 5 times and
Right.
then make an educated decision.
Right. They sound just like anyone sitting at the Lime Tavern. Like,
God.
that's not a catch. Oh, well, hold on a second there.
Yeah,
you
it's
see
like,
it's
just
funny.
shut up and watch the
Whatever.
replay.
Right, yeah, just let's find out what it is.
I just don't like that all of a sudden it's like, oh, listen, the catch rule has been a bad rule for a long time, and the
Right.
Pats aren't the first team to the fucking Packers won a playoff game
Right.
because
With Des
Des
Bryant,
Bryant's
no
catch was not a catch.
Right.
Yeah.
By the rule.
Yep.
It's really bad.
It is bad.
But no one freaked out that the Packers benefited from the rule.
Right,
no,
right.
it's only because the Pats did.
Right.
Like-
exactly. Yeah, there was a freak out about the catch not being a catch from a Cowboys standpoint.
Yeah.
But there wasn't Packers get every call.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. The game was an odd game. I do agree with the man that we double body bagged that it's kind of what we talked about. Like, you're assuming the same thing would happen.
Yeah.
If like what you said, it doesn't matter. The result would be the same. I think the Patriots would have won the game. I don't have any doubt about that. But I do believe that was an absolute momentum killer for Pittsburgh because they were not only in that game, they were winning that game, and that would have put them up
For Buffalo.
for Buffalo.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
He said that, though.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I would have agreed with him if it happened, let's say, to start the third quarter.
Yeah.
But it would have happened right before halftime.
Right.
And I think coming out of halftime,
Is a different game.
it's just a different game.
Right,
Like,
yeah,
I understand having momentum.
But being down
But trying
10.
to carry momentum through halftime,
Right.
Like, how often does that happen? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Or they would have been down 7. That put them up 16-13 because of the
Yeah.
field goal instead.
Yeah,
Right,
they-
so it would have been...
Instead of being a tie game,
2013
they
as
still
opposed to-
tied the game at halftime. So it's not like being up and tied is. I mean, I guess it's a loss of momentum, but it's not like you had no momentum.
Right.
You still tied the game at halftime.
The Bills would have been up 7 as opposed to up...
No, they would have been tied. They kicked the field goal instead and tied
And that
the
made
game.
it 16-13.
No,
Right? I thought they were tied at 13, and then I thought they would have went up 20-13 with the touchdown.
Oh, I thought they were. I thought the Pats were up 3 and the Bills tied the game at halftime.
Could be. I know at some point the Pats were down 16-13.
Yeah, because the Bills got the ball the start of the third and kicked the field
maybe
goal.
they hit field goal. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. But yeah, I see what you're saying. And
I thought that's how it went. I could be wrong about that.
I could be
It doesn't
too.
matter.
Yeah,
They didn't.
right.
It wasn't even a close game. They
It
gave up
wasn't,
3 points after halftime.
Right. And they only gave up 12 points on defense.
Yeah.
Not even. 9 points on defense.
They actually
Sorry.
they've never given up a touchdown to the Buffalo Bills offense
This season? Or
this year.
Wow.
The Pats defense has not given up a touchdown to the Buffalo Bills
That's
offense
insane.
this year.
That's insane.
They won the Bills only scored 3 points the first game,
Yep.
and then their defense had a pick 6,
Right.
but then everything else was field goals.
Wow. Yeah.
The Patriots did not give up a touchdown
That's crazy.
an offensive touchdown to the Buffalo Bills.
That's insane. You played them twice. That's wild.
Yeah.
It's a wild thing.
And the game ended up not even being close.
No,
Like,
yeah.
it wasn't even.
They scored like 24 unanswered points or whatever the Pats is. Just ridiculous.
And that's how it should be. The Pats are a better team. They're a
Oh,
better
yeah,
team
yeah.
than
That's
the
what I'm saying. I had no doubt that they were going to win
Yeah.
that game. Now, Aaron, I'm interested to see, what did you think of the offense that game? Because it seemed stagnant, and I know you've had a lot of contention or whatever with some of the play calling. What did you think about their sputtering early and then the ability to ramp up and go in the second half? Like, did the adjustments happen that you wanted? Because I know you talk a lot about halftime adjustments, and they went from scoring 13 points in one quarter to 24 points in 2 quarters, or you know what I mean, like, or in a half. I mean, 13 and 24 and a half. What'd you think?
Yeah, no,
I'm not asking you to
no,
give credit.
no. As much as it does pain me,
Yeah,
I think they did make the proper adjustments.
yeah,
I think you also have the other factor is I think Buffalo, as much as people kind of shit on them, and they traded away like their best defensive player.
yeah.
One of their best defensive players. And they still have a good defense. Like, they still have a good defense.
Yeah, no,
like,
they play hard. They play real hard.
Good defensive team.
Right.
To put up that many points on a good defensive team, it's good. Like, it's tough for me because watching that game, like, there's certain moments. Like, you know how we were always saying, like, there's moments in the game where you watch Brady and you're like, the guy's just money. And then there's points in the game when you're watching, you're like,
What are we doing?
did he go on the sideline and, like, masturbate too violently and now his forearms like throbbing and he can't throw the ball as hard as he did before? Like,
up.
what's going on with this guy that like and I get it, it's cold as shit, so it's not like his arm doesn't get a little cold,
Right.
but he throws before he warms his arm up before he goes out there every time.
Right.
So it just feels like he doesn't I don't know, he just doesn't come back with that. Like, sometimes there's some series he comes back and he just looks sloppy.
Yeah.
Like, something's wrong, or like they always say, he is fucking 40.
Right. Yeah.
He he's the guy that, his body's not going to bounce back like that anymore.
Right. Right.
And he does get, and that could be, if I watch it again, it could be he got hit really hard on the play, the series before, and his body's just, rehabbing itself, whatever.
On the sideline, working.
What's interesting, and I guess I've never noticed this as a Brady fan, but I think it was Colin Coward again who pointed it out. Brady statistically in December is worse.
Oh, a lot worse. They die off a lot.
And the thing is, the Pats historically get better.
Right, yeah.
Win-loss in the months like November, December.
Yep.
But Brady's stats get worse as the season goes on.
I was going to say, I feel like, especially the year, if you look back at, like, I mean, it's obviously way, way back, but if you look at the year with, like, Corey Dillon, you could just run the ball.
Right.
I feel like they've always kind of had a running back or a couple running backs on the team that can kind of...
Deion Lewis is a 3-down running back. I'm 100% convinced now.
Best running back on the team.
He is a 3-down workhorse running back, and I think he can do it.
Did you see he won Offensive Player of the Week?
I'm not even surprised. Not even surprised by
AFC that. Offensive Player of the Week.
That's true. That is true.
He's a workhorse dude, and where was the crazy stat I saw that he had like the highest break tackle percentage of a running back this week or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it was a weird stat. I can't remember the exact stat. It was something along those lines.
That's crazy.
Like he had like a 60% broken tackle percentage.
Did you see they at least threw to Gillislee?
He had a catch.
Once. He had a catch.
And he almost broke it.
Yeah.
He almost
like
broke
It's
it.
about time.
Yeah,
Right. He had a catch.
The ball.
And I'm sitting there like, that's one. Let's
one.
go. Let's go. I don't think he's going to get the score. He's about to break it. And then they're like, oh, he's tripped up at the 25 or whatever. And I was like,
yeah.
Fucker. Just to kind of piggyback on your point, Tom Brady in the month of let's just do win totals, right? We'll do win totals first. September, 35 wins. October, 52 wins. November, 46 wins. December, 57 wins.
Yeah.
So they win most wins in December, by far. 14 losses, 15 losses, 11 losses. So fewest amount of losses makes sense, has more wins. Right?
Best record in the month of December.
Completion percentage. 64.7, 64.3, 64.3, 62.68.
So it goes down.
Yards. 13,748. He also has fewer games played there.
Yeah.
So that makes sense because he came
Yeah.
in this first quarter. So 13,748, 17,262, 16,796, 16,569.
Lowest on a yard.
Lowest other than September, considering his first year as a starter. He didn't start till week 4 and then got suspended for 4 games.
And he got hurt in the beginning. He played like a quarter.
And
then lost a whole season.
Exactly, right. Touchdowns, 95 in September. 137, 130, 112.
So it goes down again.
Goes down again. Interceptions, 33, 34, 42, 45.
The highest interception.
So the month of December, statistically, is not great for him. Also, 79 sacks, 138, 98, 126.
So a high amount of sacks.
High amount of sacks.
Yeah. Well, teams are just throwing everything at you.
Right.
At the end of the season, especially when you look back, a lot of those games, and if you ever notice, like a lot of the last game of the season, it's against like the Dolphins in Miami.
Right.
And where basically Belichick's like, we're doing the drop kick. Like, you know what I mean? At that point, they don't need to win. Mm-hmm. So he can go out there and do whatever he wants, and if he screws up, we're still going to the playoffs.
Right. And his QB rating, 97.5, 101, 99.9, 92.3.
Yeah.
So it's just
it makes no sense though.
Well, I think you start to just
get tired.
Out. You know what
no,
I mean?
I mean it makes sense that he's getting worse, but the team gets better.
The team gets better. I think. Well, also the weather gets worse.
Also,
the weather gets worse. You hand the ball off more.
The other thing is, as far as team talent goes, this might be one of the weakest rosters the Pats have ever had.
Which is a wild thing.
Overall.
Which is a wild thing because remember before, like, is this the best team they've ever had?
Yeah.
Like, we were freaking the fuck out. Like, this is incredible. But yeah, right now, I mean,
with the injuries and
right.
stuff like that, I mean, outside of Gronk, who in that team do you just count on to make plays all the time?
Right. Deion Lewis.
Yeah.
Even
James White has been a letdown this year.
Right,
and I mean, granted, they haven't used it.
I think they phased him out a lot.
Don't tell people that.
Right.
Don't tell
He's the best
people
teammate Tom Brady's ever had because he said once he's the hardest working guy I've ever worked with. And do you think Tom Brady would have the nerve to say, oh, that guy's not my best teammate I've ever had?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially the guy that helped you win a Super Bowl.
Right. Like, how do you, after the game, like, what about the performance by James tonight? Oh, he's one of the hardest working teammates I've ever had in my life. Oh, okay. Or the hardest, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to say, whatever?
He's pretty average.
Yeah. He's okay. He did all right.
Good, average player, better game.
Yeah.
Tonight, you know what I mean? Like,
he stepped up tonight.
Yeah, right.
What I was going to say about that Bills game, though, is that I think throughout the game, actually, the Bills were playing that cover one robber
fucks them up,
that
dude.
the Pats are just like, fuck, they figured it out. This team did it too.
Right.
Like, what do we do with the cover one robber? And it took them a half, and then they were like, oh, yeah, you throw to your running backs and you throw to the outside.
Right.
And then they can't do anything about it.
Yep.
And then that's what happened. Once they were like, oh, they're going to
because they muddy the middle of the field up, which is exactly what the Patriots like to exploit.
Yeah, they like to attack the middle of the field, and then what you do is you throw to the outs. That's when you saw him, in the Super Bowl. That's when James White started to do all his work on those little flare outs and shit like that. And that's when Malcolm Mitchell started to make an impact. And the biggest thing is, I think they're missing that guy this year. Is the Malcolm Mitchell
right.
Brandon Cooks is good for
the
really good deep throws, but he's not a great route runner.
No,
he's not good on those comeback routes.
Mitchell's the perfect 8 yard.
Kenny
comeback.
Britt would be huge if he could if he knew the offense at all.
Right. I'm interested to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Well,
it could
also,
be big in the postseason.
Barry in the lead. James Harrison is a New England Patriot.
Yeah.
I was going to get to that after the game.
Right, yeah. It just, I don't know. I mean, that feels so odd to me because, I've spent a lot of time hating the Steelers. Like, that fucking James Harrison. Just a laundry issue. You know what I mean? Really?
Yeah.
And it's one of those weird situations where you're like if LeBron James became a Celtic, I mean, not that James Harrison is the LeBron James of his sport, but if he became a Celtic, I would just be like, oh, egg on my face. He's a great player. Let's go, LeBron. You know what I mean? And I'd have to root for the Celtics.
I would be forced to become a LeBron fan.
Yeah, you got to root for the Celtics. Do you not become? So you stop being a Celtics fan?
I couldn't root for LeBron.
But you want them to succeed.
It would be
tough.
honestly it would be like a coming of Jesus moment. I might be like, listen, Porzingis, I'm coming. I'm switching.
Hey, I might go with you.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I might become a Knicks fan.
True,
yeah. I'm like, listen, I'd rather be sitting next to Spike Lee, who I hate as a human being,
right,
and just watch that. Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, I would be.
No, I'd be a Celtics fan.
I would be a Celtics fan, and I would just kind of be like,
you know what,
this guy's really good.
You know what,
I just don't like him.
You know what I would do? Likeable. I wouldn't burn my jerseys. I wouldn't give up on the Celtics.
Yeah.
You know what I would do? I would just focus. No, I would focus all my time on the UConn women and men. That's what I would start
That's
doing.
one way to
College
do
basketball, here I come.
You would just
is one
wait
way to
out,
do it.
wait out LeBron.
Yes, I would. It's not that
good.
far away. It's
pretty
only
good.
like probably 5 to 10 years from now. I can live that long.
I like it. I like that.
Maybe he'll outlive me. I don't know.
What do you guys think? Is there much to talk about the Jets here?
If the fucking Pats lose to Bryce Petty and the Jets, I will become a LeBron.
Bryce Petty
one
and the
thing-
Jets. Also, by the way, just really good.
Jesus,
really
dude.
good thing. Petty and the Jets.
If that happens, I will become a Cavaliers fan. I'll become a Browns fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
Are you
I would.
picking them to win this week?
I would.
All right, well, that's later.
Oh, we gotta
All right?
wait. Yeah, we gotta
Yeah,
wait.
we got later.
That'll be next
If
week, yeah.
if the Pats, how about this for my pick this week?
Yeah.
If the Pats lose
Yeah.
to Bryce Petty and the Jets,
Mm-hmm.
I forfeit all of my wins that I've accumulated in the pick'em.
Ooh, so Aaron would win, I believe. Yeah, Aaron wins.
I'll forfeit the pick'em if the Pats lose to Petty and the Jets.
Fucking Petty and the Jets.
They can't. I mean,
Here's the only thing
it's not even like it's a game
know how-
they can blow. They
you know how-
have to win this game.
You know how we didn't really bitch about...
Well, real quick, let the record state. I've officially checked out of the show. I'm just going to keep singing Petty and the Jets in my
Please
head.
don't.
And
Please don't.
that's it. So, carry on.
It's because you've had a long week,
Oh.
and anything's giving you...
Oh,
Anything
there's
bringing you
a fucking-
happiness,
I'm
you're
like
going
giggle
for.
puss.
Dave
right
is
now,
just
dude.
me in the Bane episode.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
now that.
So
That's fucking-
the only thing that I took away from the Bills game that not didn't worry me, and how we were saying about how like Brady kind of like in my eyes kind of felt like there were times or drives where he kind of there was an underthrow. There was like 2 or 3 throws to Gronk in the middle, and Gronk was open.
Yeah, missed.
and he like hits him on the like
One was way behind
one
him.
yeah, and I was like,
Even the touchdown catch bailed out.
Yeah.
Totally bailed out by the fact
Yeah.
that Rob Gronkowski is an animal.
Yeah, he's got
Because
great hands.
He said, I threw that a foot behind him. Like,
Yeah.
I just missed that throw by a foot. And he's like, whenever he's covered, he's open.
Yeah.
It's like, so that's just, I mean, it's one of those ones that we talk about. The defender wasn't going to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's either out of bounds or Gronk has it. But I think Brady thought, nah, I missed that one. And all of a sudden it's like, doo, and he takes it, and that's another one. I have been real bad at that for like 2 or 3 weeks, fucking clipping things on my way up.
That's
Too
usually
animated.
what Brady is good at. Like if I'm gonna miss you, I'm
Yeah.
gonna miss it
I'm
when
gonna
the
miss-
defender
yeah,
can't get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Well,
But
which
he
has
did
happened.
have one over the middle that was just the defender was behind Gronk, and
Right.
so was the ball.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
The guy
Gronk
could have
It was
easily
on-
just like,
it was
I mean,
like
the defender was
past
so
his
behind
hip.
Gronk that it didn't
past his
matter.
hip.
right. Bad.
Yeah,
I think there's a couple things. The older you get, an injury like an Achilles, which you can't heal, like you can't like work on your Achilles to make
Yeah.
it feel better. It's just rest. You know what I mean? So if he's going to be out there playing, the older you get, those types of injuries are things that bother you. Kobe went out with an Achilles injury. You know what I mean? Like it's always tendons really become the problem. So he's 40. He's great at 40. But he is 40. You know what I mean? So at some point, your
That's
body,
what I mean.
Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah.
Like it's always going to happen. He's gonna not Max Kellerman fall off a cliff. I'm not anticipating that.
No.
But I think those little things. So I think if it's your Achilles that you plant on, I don't know which leg it is. But if it's your plant foot,
Yeah.
then how much
Well,
muscle?
your plant leg?
Yeah,
Well, wouldn't it be your plant leg is
What you
your
push off
your
of.
right leg?
right.
Because
So if it's
he's
his
right-handed.
Right. No, I'm saying I don't know which one's bothering him. If it's his right one and he plants and that's the one he's pushing off of and he can't get as much mustard on it because he
Yeah,
can't get
I
it
got
coming
you.
from his legs.
I don't believe that though.
usually
I
your
saw
back
that
foot.
pass to
He flicks him out there.
what
still.
was that?
He hummed one at somebody. I was like, Jesus,
Was it
man.
the Steelers game where he ran out of the pocket and he threw that pass like it was a bullet?
right?
Yeah.
Was that to
right.
Brandon Cooks?
Yeah.
He rolled, like,
just zipped.
He moved
yeah.
up into the pocket and like was kind of scrambling, and he was just like,
That was the fucking Red Rider BB.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is
Yeah.
when he. Well, that's the point. Is when he gets that opportunity to kind of get his get that full just mustard behind it.
Yeah.
And he gets that full he gets to push off with his back foot, full solid push off.
Right.
He can hum it wherever.
Right.
It's
And I think he can work through it.
and I think that comes back to sometimes their offensive line play is not horrible, but he's stepping up constantly.
Right.
If not shucking guys, not like a Big Ben where I can shuck them off and then run for 5 yards. Or try to run, but it's hey, I can shuck him off, step up, and try to throw a little like dump off to like a running back.
The offensive line has been inconsistent this year. I mean, they've also been injured.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think you
Dinged
look
up
at
constantly.
who is your offensive line changes on a week to week. So I wouldn't be surprised if that. Well, I shouldn't say I wouldn't be surprised. That ties into the fact that they've played inconsistent because if you got this guy at right guard, this guy at left tackle, this guy at whatever, just moving all over. But there were times where they had Nate Solder playing right tackle. Was that the Steelers game?
I think so.
I know
they had
Solder
him-
almost didn't play against the Bills.
Right.
He was like on the
But
he
there was
almost
a
didn't
point
play.
where there was a moment where Solder was like shadowing a player.
Oh,
So like they would have him like if maybe not James Harrison,
it
but
might
like
have
if there
been
was
like
someone
Bud Dupree or
if there was some they thought a blitz was coming from somebody,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Then it was kind of like, hey, line up on that
or
side.
the
whatever.
Watt, the new Watt,
The
brother,
new Watt,
TJ Watt.
yeah, TJ Watt. I still like that guy. Also, deep cut. I said, am I crazy to think that I like TJ Watt more than JJ Watt?
No, I think you
I mean,
do.
that's not fair.
Just so,
JJ Watt hasn't played.
right. No,
No,
I mean like as a
Oh, well,
like a
yeah,
guy I'd rather have.
I just don't like JJ Watt.
That's true.
You know
like
who
TJ Watt. I still do.
who JJ Watt is?
Who's that?
He is John Cena.
The definition of a tryhard.
He's John Cena.
I like that.
He's got the fucking cut chin.
Yeah.
He's a big muscular dude. You're always talking about how much fucking he eats because
I'm
how
so-
much he's putting out.
I'm so strong.
Yeah,
Right,
how
yeah.
jacked he is.
Right.
He's like the leader of Houston, like the whole city, not just the team.
Yeah,
He
right.
has
Yeah,
that-
no,
You know
what I
he's
mean?
basically mayor.
He's
of
a-
He
He-
has that quaint log cabin that he works out in the woods. It's like a 40,000 square foot mansion that he calls like his quaint log cabin in the
Yeah.
woods.
Yeah.
Well, it's like watching those videos of IT at his house in Washington.
right.
Where he just goes and flips tires for no reason.
Yeah, why
Like,
not?
hey, is there a camera on me? All right, cool. I got to flip this
Oh
tire.
yeah. Oh, there's fans.
like James
there's
Harrison,
fans
to
that
get
were
back
told
to
that I'd
that.
stay here late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, let's have them come. Whatever. Yeah.
How
Well, it's
about
like-
James Harrison and Tom Brady? Two of the oldest players.
No, you
in
have
NFL?
the oldest offensive and oldest defensive players in the league.
So yeah, but two completely different approaches
To their game, right?
to
yeah,
staying-
their
Oh
body,
yeah,
To
staying
staying
healthy.
active.
Yeah,
James Harrison is legit just like, give me the heaviest shit in the world
Right.
for me to pick up and put down. And Tom Brady's like, I like to stretch.
Right. Yeah.
I do
Anyone
a lot
got
of-
any bands?
I do a lot of
I'm trying
stretching.
to pull a lot of bands.
It's all about muscle elasticity.
Right, I'm
James
very
Harrison's
pliable.
like, I'm going to be a human rock.
Right.
And then that's how I'm going to stay
But
in the
he
league.
even says that he goes heavy weights because it helps with soft tissue rebuilding, which is sort of the same
you ever
same concept.
Yeah, but Brady's against lifting weights.
Right.
Like, he's like, I don't think you should do that.
But they both want soft tissue recoup.
yeah, so it's
You know,
weird.
kind of the
Yeah.
same point.
Well,
yeah.
what's funny is, and not to say that this is like where I should get my like solid information, but made me think about it and started to look into it.
Yeah.
You ever watch the Rocky Balboa movie where he comes out of like the old man Rocky is gonna hop back in the ring with like a heavyweight.
Yeah.
And he goes out there and they're like, listen, we can't have you chasing a chicken. We can't have you out there running fucking hills and doing all kinds of crazy shit. We're just going to have you lift tons of weights, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's what that's what James Harrison's doing. He's like, listen, I might not have the quickest snap off the line anymore because but guess what?
I'm a house.
I'm going to fucking rip your arm off when you try to put it on me.
crazy.
And the thing is,
He is an ox.
we don't need James Harrison to do a lot.
No.
He just needs to rush. And
Yes.
people are like,
Right.
well, I don't know how much he's going to contribute. He's coming in so late. I was
Third
like,
down pass rush.
It's-
He's going to contribute on third downs.
It's not. It's not like he needs to know the playbook.
right.
Go kill the quarterback.
His
Yeah.
one thing is going to be like, hey, we're going to line you up,
Right.
and then you go after that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not going to drop you in coverage.
Right. Yep.
Hey, you never have to learn this.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
go.
Yeah,
Just
do-
run.
right,
And
right.
guess what? If the running back comes near you,
Tackle him.
no. Like if to chip,
Yeah.
and then like go off for like murder him on
Yeah,
your
blow-
way to the
yeah,
quarterback.
blow him up and then keep him
Yeah.
moving. Yeah,
It's like
right.
they're like, well, he's not going to pick up the playbook. He doesn't know. They're not even going to give him a playbook.
And
yeah, right.
Like, hi, James. You got one job.
Yeah.
Rush the quarterback.
how dumb are they to let him go this late in the season?
I just don't. And then have the nerve to be mad that someone picked him up.
Yes.
Like-
or that
Or did that
specifically
at the
the-
team? Or did
His
that at the
teammates,
team?
his
Right.
teammates, mad at him for
signing.
his former teammates for signing with the Patriots. Like, dude, And that's the thing is like listen,
like the guy that
the video.
Dude,
he's
yeah.
like
it's like Hulk Hogan joining in.
yeah. I started laughing when I heard that. And then he's like, really? The one team we couldn't beat? The one team we couldn't beat? I'm like,
I love that.
That's the point, idiot. Like,
Right.
you shouldn't have let him go because you're
Why
going
wouldn't
to
they
need
just
him.
hold him to the end of the year? Right. And, like, Pouncey came out and he was like, well, you guys don't know the story. James Harrison wanted to be let go.
Right.
Dude,
No
I
shit.
don't care what James Harrison wants. If you're the Steelers,
Right.
you keep him till the end of the year and then you let him go.
So did Malcolm Butler.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. Right. Yeah. And you think the Pats are just like, okay,
Yeah,
fine,
just we're cutting you
whatever,
week.
we'll
We're
figure
going
it
to
out.
cut
Are
you
you
week
crazy?
17.
Right.
Just hold him.
Right. And
All
that's,
you have to do is hold him to the end of the year.
he's yours.
It's one more game.
I'm really mad though. I'm really mad because Bill screwed the pooch on this. I believe if I have my info correct, if they claimed him on waivers, they would have only had to pay $78,000 because that's all that was left of his
I
contract.
heard his contract was even less than that. I thought I heard his contract was like $59,000.
Maybe it's 59.
That's what I heard.
Maybe it's
59,000
59.
for this game. That's it.
Oh, they signed him to a 59,000.
Yeah, his contract
It's
All right.
for this game.
All right, because I saw a tweet where they said, "Why would you give someone the vet min if you could claim them for $79,000? Because that's what was left
Yeah.
on
Someone,
his deal."
I saw an article
But
that
if they
was
were
like,
able to structure hey, here's a one game,
Jesus.
here's a 1 game regular season contract plus the playoffs
Yeah.
or whatever, then for cheaper, then fine. Then I
I
no
read
gripe.
an article somewhere that was like James Harrison's contract proves that it's all about revenge because it's like he's getting paid
Yeah,
like
peanuts.
McDonald's fries.
Peanuts.
Yeah,
He's, you know what it is? He's like, listen, this is probably
He's
the
Chris
last
Long.
hurrah.
he's Chris Long.
Yes, I want the ring.
Right.
You're going to give me a shot at it. These guys, especially probably sitting on the sideline looking at Antonio Brown done,
Right.
being like, well, we ain't winning this.
Right.
And Big Ben, he's a rapist,
what-
so I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's on Aaron. That guy's on Aaron's list. We get the fuck out of here.
I can't play with the guy.
I can't play with
Aaron's
this guy.
No.
All right, so now that we've made some guesses about what James Harrison's gonna do,
And he got his number.
92.
69.
Yeah, he traded it with was it Grimson or
Geno Grissom.
Oh,
Grissom.
Grissom.
Yeah.
That's probably one of those deals like, listen, I'll buy your diapers for your
Yeah,
kid.
exactly. Yeah,
They always do
Oh,
that,
but-
something
well,
like that.
Or it's just like, dog,
There
Yeah.
was.
I've been in the league longer than you've been
just,
alive.
I will punk you.
Yeah.
and this is my number
He
now.
probably walked in like,
Right.
look at me.
92.
Yeah. You're going to give it to me or I'm
Yeah.
going to beat
Oh,
the shit out of you.
Yeah, right.
You see that
He
weight
Debo'd
bench
it.
over there?
Yeah.
You see that weight bench over there with the weights on it
Right.
and with
You on it. I could wait. I could weightlift you.
and with Alan Branch on it. I'm
Right.
going to pick that all up and just throw it at
and
you.
throw it at you.
Yeah.
Here's what I think happened. I think that they did a best of 13 rock paper scissors. Winner gets 92.
And he came at it my style.
Just like one,
Should have been right. Should have been
2,
left-handed.
3. 1, 2, 3, go. Wait a minute. This is a rough night. This has been a rough one.
I've never seen someone pump fake on
Yeah.
rock paper scissors.
like
Aaron's like pump fake the hit. There you go. And,
shoot.
shoot.
Is that still rock?
He's
I don't
throwing
know.
you off.
Yeah, he did. He hit me with a
Rock
head fake.
paper scissors shoot.
Right.
Rock
No, I got it.
Hold on.
paper scissors shoot.
It's called I Win.
You ever
Yeah,
seen?
all right.
You ever
Dude, you
seen
took
Kevin James do telephone rhythm?
Yeah.
Ba,
Oh,
ba,
yeah.
ba, 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 ba.
You can't say 1479.
4279
Right.
835.
Yeah, it's like,
Wait,
no,
what?
no.
What?
I love that. It's like it's 555 1479. Like, no, I can't shimmy the one in there now. Put the line too close to the 4. Yeah, that's a really funny bit. That's actually one of my favorite stand-up routines.
When he talks about
Don't sweat the small stuff.
when
about
he
being a
talks
fat
about
guy.
sweating.
Yeah, sweating for no reason.
Yeah.
What were you, jumping rope in the attic? No, I peeled an orange about an hour ago. Why? What's up?
Jesus Christ, man. Are you all right? Yeah, what's going on? You jumping rope in the attic?
I love.
No, I peeled an orange like an hour ago.
Yeah, why? Yeah, skinny people don't understand that fat people just sweat for no reason.
Or the one where he's talking
Lose
about
his shorts, jet
buying a
ski.
card for his. He like memes out reading it.
Yeah.
Mimes out like reading the card.
Oh my god, that's a great bit. Anyone who hasn't seen Don't Sweat
And
the
you
Small
got
Stuff,
a
it's
Three
like
Musketeers first, you fat ass.
if you haven't seen Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, it's like 14 years old now.
Yeah.
But really, really funny routine. Kevin James. I don't love Kevin James, but that whole bit is really
I
funny.
like Kevin James. Also, how does he get away with having the exact same television show under a new name?
Mike and Molly, and then
No, not Mike and Molly.
No.
oh, I thought you were saying his show was like Mike and Molly.
No. He had
His show was
he had
first.
King of
Oh, was
Queens,
it?
King of Queens was
from-
first.
oh yeah, okay, yeah.
which is My Life, about a
Right.
delivery driver who's overweight. He had King of Queens.
Who has a... all right. I don't know your wife, so I'm going to say this, prefacing this with a smoking hot wife,
Yes,
might be
and
smoking hot wife.
and your father-in-law that lives in the basement.
All right,
that-
my
with
dad or my father-in-law doesn't live in the basement.
Okay.
But he had King of Queens.
Does that piece of
And a
ass
very
dad of
large
yours-
black friend that hangs out all the time with
I have a
you.
very large white friend
You racist. All right.
who I work with. He had King of Queens with that girl with the chick who was a
I forget her name,
Scientologist,
Yeah, she's not anymore.
Leah Remini.
Yes. Yep.
Then that show runs forever. It's a really popular show. They get rid of it. Then he goes off and does movies and shit. Then he comes back with a new show. I think it's called Kevin Can Wait or Kevin
Something like that.
Yeah.
something like that. And he's a cop now in this show.
Right.
And he has a
Paul
different
Blart.
woman playing his wife.
Yeah.
And then Leah Remini leaves Scientology and she's like, hey, I'm looking for work. They just kick the old wife off the show
Right.
and go, we'll just go King of Queens again.
Yeah.
And they put her back on the show as his new wife, never explain it.
Right.
And now he has King of Queens under a new name.
Yeah.
How does he get away with that?
Well, the same
People
way.
aren't just like,
It's called America.
Did you watch Barguments, the finals?
no.
Okay,
there
we
is
are
a-
way off on another topic.
Yeah. Real quick, you watched the Barstool.
Barstool has a segment called
segment,
Barguments,
Barguments.
which is just like a tournament about debates.
It's like a debate tournament. Yeah.
JSB versus KFC.
The finals,
Yeah.
wild wardrobe change right in the middle.
Really?
Just fucking, I don't know. They do the first two rounds. They show Seagram's being poured, and it's like totally different day. And I was like, no, anyone like comment on it at least? Like just really awkward. And I was like, that's fucking weird.
Spoiler alert. Who won? Tell me KFC won.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, KFC is so good.
He won. You watch it. He won. He got fucked.
He's so good
He's
at that
so-
kind of
he's so
shit.
good. He's really
Have you
good.
ever heard his goddamn Jets rants?
Oh, the best.
They're so good.
They're the best.
As a Pats fan, they're so enjoyable.
I love those. All right. So, speaking of Jets, speaking of Pats,
To me, all you gotta do is make a decision. That's it.
Take a look inside my crystal ball.
let's get right on it. I wanted to hit that right when Aaron, like, this whole time we've been doing stuff that wasn't really show related, and then the one moment that Aaron's not ready, I was like, come on, Aaron.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I know, I get it. You guys want to talk about shit that I have no clue about.
You got to check it out.
And then I'm like,
It's funny.
hey, I'll just check my phone real quick because I'm talking to my other co-host from my other show. Fuck.
That's funny.
All right, so to just gloss right over it, Joe won last week. So on to this week,
Keep moving.
as we say, on to the Jets.
Yep. Yeah, just on to the Jets.
Pats host the Jets.
Pats. I'm going to go Patsies. Although, I would really like to call the Patty and the Jim. I'm going to go Pats 31-16.
31-16.
Yeah. Patty and the Jets.
Joe?
Joe is also, we've all checked.
I'm
Just
going,
wrong.
the Pats win 45 to 9. And we see a Hoyer appearance.
This sounds like a score I would say. Only it's just too high.
That's real hot.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a hot take.
Pats win 45 to 9, and we see a Hoyer appearance.
I'm gonna go.
Hoyer might actually score the last touchdown.
I'm gonna go with my patent. One of my scores. I'm gonna go.
What did you pick, Dave? For your score?
31-16.
So you think the Jets score a touchdown?
Maybe.
I just don't think there's any way possible.
I didn't say it had to be offensive. Kick return,
Okay,
punt return,
okay.
You know what?
blocked field goal. Never know.
I'm gonna
Something random.
I'm gonna price is right. Yeah,
15 drop kicks.
I'm gonna price is right. Yeah, I'm gonna go 37, 15.
15. 5 field goals.
One up, one down. No problem. Gotcha. I like it. I like
5
your style.
field goals.
One touchdown.
5 field goals for the
5 field
Jets.
goals or touchdown, extra point, touchdown, 2 point.
I like 5 field goals.
If it was 20,
So what Aaron
if it was
say?
22 to 14 or 22 to 7, you would say, "Hey, let's go get that 8. We need that 8 now.
So
let's get it now."
So what Aaron is
Get
saying is pick up the Jets kicker. He's going to have
real busy.
He's probably gonna have
5
a good
field
game.
goals.
He's probably gonna have a monster game. The Packers at the Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, same here.
I'm gonna go with the Lions as well. I picked the Pats, by the way. I didn't say it on the last one. I figured it was self-explanatory. Sorry.
You weren't going to go with
The
Dave?
Jets.
Patty and the Jets.
Why does he sound southern?
Huh?
It's just slowly
Elton
turning
John.
into
It's
that.
getting more and more.
Yeah, you're gonna have a new
Ellen
accent.
John
by
has
the
that, like,
It's
he
not-
doesn't
wait,
say
is
the
it
last
Ellen
letter of
John?
every word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Benny and the Jets, yeah.
So I'm going to get shit for that.
Texans at the Colts.
That's not good for your next show.
Nope.
I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Texans, Colts.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
No, it's not. What
It
do we
is.
got? What's the
What is
matchup?
it?
Texans at the Colts. I
Texans
said
at the
that.
Colts?
You
Okay.
heard me.
All right.
I was just
I'm
gonna
going.
keep
Can I see
going.
the paper, please?
No, it's Texans at the
Please
Colts. What are you
move
looking at
it.
my
Please
stuff? I
move.
said the Colts.
I'm going with the Colts.
Please move that fucking lobster claw of a hand.
It is pretty meaty. It's
Snap your fingers. There you go. Do the snare. I'm going to go Colts. So
Do your step.
do your step.
You said do your snare.
yes, he did
Not,
say that.
not the words.
Bears at the
We're not very good at this
Vikings.
music thing.
Nope.
Vikings.
Vikings. You can't do a snare. Just to add on to that.
If you're a drummer, snap your fingers. Do
That
the
song's
snare.
actually
That's-
only for drummers.
Redskins at the Giants.
Redskins.
Redskins. I thought it was to the snare. Snap your fingers to the snare.
Nope, not correct. Do your
That's what I
step.
thought. Do your step. That makes sense. I thought it was snap your fingers to the snare. Like
That
when
is
the snare hits.
a hot take.
Cowboys
Always
at
had
the
that wrong.
Eagles.
Eagles.
Eagles are hot. I think-
And the Giants aren't.
It's the Cowboys, though.
Oh. Wow.
we're falling apart.
You know what? You know what? That's what it
Hey,
is. That's my
Let's
life.
go
To the snare.
to the snare. You know what? Pick the Giants. to the snare.
Cowboys at the Eagles.
I'm going to
Dave.
go Eagles, even though I really like the Cowboys in this game.
Okay. Browns at the Steelers.
Browns.
Browns.
Steelers have nothing to play for.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they can still win the number 1 seed
Yes, they can.
if the Pats lose to Bryce Petty and the Jets.
I'm mad that I haven't seen that somewhere yet because that seems so easy.
It's gotta be
but I'm
somewhere.
sure it's out there.
So Joe's going to pick the Steelers.
I'm going
Yes.
Browns anyway. Fuck it.
The Steelers absolutely have
What
something
do
to
I
play for.
care? Joe's.
That was my
Joe's
whole
running away
thing. My whole thing was like every team has something to play for, pretty much,
I didn't listen to it.
except for maybe the Eagles.
I don't support.
Do the
you.
Eagles have anything to play for?
I don't know.
I think they
Eagles,
might
I
have-
think, are like,
I think they have the number 1
I think
seed
they're
locked
just
up.
clinched,
I
yeah.
thought the Vikes were real close.
The Vikings
Oh,
have
yeah.
one less loss, so maybe if they tie, the Vikings could take the 1 seed. I don't know.
What a clusterfuck that is.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Panthers at the Falcons.
Oh, Panthers win, knock the Falcons out of playoffs.
Panthers.
And I'm only saying that because before the season I said the Falcons are going to miss the playoffs.
I think
so
Dow.
this is,
I think Dow had the same prediction.
yeah. Panthers are in the playoffs though, right?
Yeah, they're both.
They
They both
clinched.
could be.
Right.
Well, yeah, the Panthers are in.
Saints and Panthers are in.
I'm going Falcons.
They're a broken team. I'm going Panthers.
Take that for data.
Well, we'll find out if that's data.
Yeah.
Real data.
That could have been just a late drop to you or right on time for him. So we'll find
Whatever.
out. We'll find out.
R.I.P.M.P.
Yeah.
David Fisdale.
Yeah.
Bengals at the Ravens. I got the Ravens.
Yeah, send Marv Lewis out the right way. Fucking, let's go Ravens.
Bengals at the Ravens.
Yeah.
I really don't want the Ravens in the playoffs.
That freaks you out a lot.
So I'm going with the Bengals. Although I think they lose.
I
this
would
game.
love a Steelers. No,
Nope.
A Jag-Ravens matchup.
Well, what happened? So if
I
the
think
Ravens,
the Jags would just go nuts.
if the Ravens make it, they're the 6th seed.
There's probably some shaking, like moving and shaking.
Because
that
if
can
the
happen.
Ravens are the 6th seed, that means if they win their first round, they play the Pats. And they don't have to go through. I would rather than be the 5 seed and have to win 2 games to get to the Pats.
Right.
You're really worried about Flacco, huh?
It's just the Ravens
It's
have that
just
weird
the
mystique.
Ravens.
I know what you mean.
It's just like
know-
I worry every year that the Giants are some weird way gonna fucking occult, pray to the Satan world Lord their way into the playoffs. Even like I worry right now that the Giants can make the playoffs somehow.
Weird stat. Terrell Suggs top 5 in sacks.
Ever?
No, this season.
This season.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
How?
about Terrell Suggs?
That's what he does. He's the same thing. He's turned into a
Sergeant
situation.
Why doesn't some... Never mind.
Sergeant
I don't want to go on one of my rants. Bills at the Dolphins.
Bills, they got a lot to play for.
Bills.
That's a really well coached team, by the way, right now.
Bills, yeah.
Like you look back at
People-
how they
people
used to
want-
handle themselves 2 years ago, like with
Yeah.
Rex. Right now, that team, they didn't go after Gronk.
Yeah.
They in a game that kind of got chippy towards the end, that could have gotten worse, turned into just a total fucking fuck show.
And people wanted that guy fired after the Nathan Peterman experiment.
I think they've done a good job. I don't understand the Nathan Peterman thing, especially because
Listen-
they probably would have made the playoffs.
Listen,
They're going to be one game off.
I know, like, obviously,
Yeah.
but my brother said it the other day. The Bills didn't score an offensive touchdown against the Pats.
Right.
That's why they tried Nathan Peterman. Because they didn't think their offense was good.
I can't fight that.
Did the Nathan Peterman experiment blow up in his face?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Right.
But they didn't think the team was good enough to compete.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think he's a good coach. It's easy to look back and say, oh, "You idiot! 5 picks, 1/2, whatever."
And the thing is,
but it
they've
seemed
been
odd.
They've been trying to get rid of Tyrod Taylor.
They hate T-Mobile.
since before he got there.
Right. They
So-
hate Tyrod Taylor the same way that fucking not Drew Brees, Sean Payton hates Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
or Mike Ingram, whatever. He's been a damn good running back, and they always just like, oh, we need more running backs. We need more running backs. And
He
right
might be
now-
out of a job. Alvin Kamara just like,
Right.
what?
Right. It's crazy. What do we got next?
Saints at the Bucks.
Going Saints.
Saints.
Going
Bucks.
Saints.
I don't know, the Bucks are overrated garbage. Sergeant Gums.
My dark horse to be getting one of the Patriots coordinators. Tampa.
Ooh. I actually
That's
don't.
not a bad job.
I
That's not a
don't
bad,
hate that at all. Yeah.
I heard Gruden is coming back. Like there are some serious truth to those rumors that Gruden is coming back.
Why?
I don't
To
know.
Tampa?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
To Tampa.
Jesus.
Because Dirk Cutter might be out.
Yeah. Huh. That's
What a
interesting.
coach name, by the way, Dirk Cutter.
Dirk Cutter. Yeah, that's cool. Is it Dirk or Dirt?
Dirk.
Dirt. Like Nowitzki.
Dirt.
Because if it was Dirt Cutter, I'd be like, talk about drawing it up. Right? Just,
Dirt, get the dirt.
Yeah,
Dirt.
Yeah, just draw the plays up in the Dirt Cutter.
That guy has to have a mullet. If your name's Dirt and you don't have a
Dirt,
mullet,
right.
you aren't living your life right.
Jags at the Titans.
I'm going to go Jags.
Jags, actually, the Jags don't have anything to play for.
That's true.
They have everything locked up pretty much.
That's true. Yeah, they can't drop, right?
I don't think they can drop.
Yeah.
So what are they, the 3 seed then?
They're
Yeah,
the
I
3
think they're
seed,
locked
pretty
in at
much
the 3.
locked in. Because who's the other division winner?
It would be the Chiefs,
Who have
probably.
more losses, I think.
I think so.
That's probably true.
I mean, I still think the Jags win. So
Speaking of, Chiefs at the Broncos.
God, this always works out.
I'm going Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah,
Chiefs
Chiefs.
been real hot.
if there is a chance that the Chiefs could take over the 3 seed, then they definitely have something to play for.
Chiefs are 9-6, but if they lose and the Chargers win, that ties them.
And the Chargers,
So
I think there's a chance the Chargers like get in the playoffs though. Like
They're a scary team.
I'm not afraid of the Chargers.
I'm more afraid of them than I am
I think
Baltimore.
that-
I understand the lore of Baltimore, but Chargers tend to be. I think they just have a chippy defense.
I don't know, but I feel like we saw that game when we saw the Pats play the Chargers.
Yeah, no, I do. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
That
I just
game
think,
wasn't even really close.
true. All right, Raiders at the Chargers.
God, this
Look at
just
this, yeah.
It's just
keeps
playing
that-
itself.
this
No,
just-
I mean that's how this whole last week is usually anyway.
yeah, that's true.
Chargers. Chargers actually have a lot to play for. The Raiders are done.
Yeah, Raiders are done.
I'm going Raiders.
That's the team that went. That's the team that ignited
This is
the.
your Rocket
Oh,
Recap
wow.
presented by Quick and
Okay,
Low.
All right, there you go.
that's the team that ignited the. Your window of opportunity in the NFL is so small.
The Raiders.
Rant. Yeah, because the Raiders were projected to be the Super Bowl pick this year.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And they only got better from the offseason to now. They added Marshawn Lynch. They didn't lose anyone.
So right now, just so we know what we're talking about, Pats are first seed, Steelers are second.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's in the 3 seed.
They are tied, though,
At-
technically, right? Pats and Steelers.
Pats and Steelers, yeah. Jacksonville's 10-5 at the 3 seed. Kansas City's 9-6 at the 4.
So if they lose, I don't know who holds the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I don't know
But
either.
they would tie, and I'm sure the Jaguars don't even want to risk it. So.
Right. Tennessee is ahead of the LA Chargers and Buffalo based on conference record. So Tennessee right now is the 6th seed at 8-7.
The Ravens are 5.
They're at 5. Sorry, yeah, at 9-6.
All right.
So the Chargers and Buffalo are still alive at the 7 and 8.
There's
seed.
a way the Ravens can be out. If they lose the last game,
They
can
lose
be.
the last game. I think you would need the Chargers, Buffalo, and Tennessee all to win.
Oh,
pretty
Tennessee's not going to win.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But the Chargers and Buffalo certainly could. That might still knock the Ravens out because they would be
Right.
tied. They would all be tied, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hashtag Deep D. Who do you back?
What was the?
Raiders at the Chargers.
I'll go Chargers. Sorry, I know we were talking about that. What if?
No,
this
I know.
That, I just want to get an answer.
I got
A
the
little
Raiders.
plug, by the way. Josh covers all of this in his Boxy Boys this week.
Nice.
Playoff ramifications and stuff like that.
Got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Seattle wins and Atlanta loses, let's do it.
Here's the big
Atlanta's
game.
out.
Here's
Right
the
now
big
they're
one.
in.
Here's the big one. For, pick purposes. Niners at
Niners.
the Rams.
Niners.
Wow. Okay, I'm taking the Rams.
Niners.
And the last game, seeing how there's no Sunday night game, this is the last of the 425 games. Cardinals at the Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks.
Yeah. The Cardinals are just not really bad right
Yeah,
now.
I'm gonna go Seahawks. Falcons lose.
That job might be opening up too.
What,
Falcons
Seahawks?
job.
Oh,
Cardinals?
wait. Go back. Where's the Chiefs game? Go back to the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
Broncos.
I'm going Broncos. Can you change my answer,
This motherfucker.
please? The Chiefs are playing Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. It is announced.
That's weird. That's weird. They must.
I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter if they win, I don't think. Right?
Well, they're one game behind Jacksonville, and it doesn't show that they have a tiebreaker situation. Jacksonville's 10-5. Kansas City's 9-6.
I don't know why they would go. They're playing Patrick Mahomes. I read
Probably
that report.
it's just like whatever. We're getting a home game. No
Yeah,
matter
but
what.
they're not because aren't the Chargers tied with them? If they win,
If they win,
if the Chargers win, they're tied.
Kansas City already clinched a playoff berth.
Yeah, but they're in the playoffs. But being a playoff and having a home game, and being a wild card and being a division winner is two different things.
I dig it. I just don't think if the Chargers win, it doesn't really show based on
They
all
would
that.
have the same record as the Chiefs,
They'd
right?
be tied to the same record with the Chiefs. I would have to feel that the Chiefs have. Here we go.
They must have
here
the
we go. Let's do
tiebreaker.
this here. It has. Kansas City clinched the AFC West division
All
title.
right. So they have the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
That's why they're playing Pat Mahomes because it's guaranteed they're a division winner.
Right. That makes sense. Okay.
Which
No, we
also
got- we
means
got that all figured
Jacksonville has nothing to play for then.
Jacksonville has nothing to play for except to potentially lose the 3rd seed to the 4th. Because Kansas City, I don't know if there's a tie. It doesn't show that if there's a tiebreaker there.
Oh yeah.
But
All right.
but that's the only thing. This is like the most challenging time of the year when you talk about like, oh, what's this game mean? And you're like, well, if this team ties with this team and this one ties with another, it's a lot. So that's it.
That is it.
That's it.
That is all the games.
We'll see what happens.
Man, we got like 1, 2. It's like 2.
How many weeks of playoffs are there?
4.
4
3.
weeks.
4 weeks. 3 if you're a Patriots fan.
So we got like 5 games where we don't have a different
How many
pick.
points ahead am I?
I think right now you're at. Let's see. This is 16 weeks.
Yeah.
7-5-4. No. 8.
What?
8, 4, 3. 8, 4,
I'm
3.
4 weeks ahead.
Yeah.
So if I win this week,
That might shut it down. It might. If that's where you are, you might be 7-5-3.
I don't know if I have 5.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't want to act like I know.
we don't have to check.
Aaron's
right now.
Aaron's got 9.
We don't have to check right now, but
If Bryce Petty and the Jets upset
oh
the
yeah,
Pats,
then I forfeit all. Of
then
them.
it
I
just
stick
doesn't
by that.
matter at all.
I'll forfeit my way out of the
How
bet.
about that? So let's move on here. Aaron's going to do some counting. We can revisit that in 1 second. Let's just let some music play that I really like listening to.
Or not.
No, it didn't
Nope,
come through.
You also have the thing turned down.
I had
from
the
when
thing
you had
turned
the
down
ad playing?
because that weird ad came through.
Okay, a little amateur
So-
hour here.
Yep.
Hi, welcome to Amateur Hour with Dave, Aaron, and Joe.
Yeah, no, I've done this before.
I still put myself last, even when I do it.
Exactly. All right. So let's listen to the song I like listening to.
Petty and the Jets.
There it is. Thank you. What's going on here?
I don't know.
I turned it up. This is a little bit of technical difficulty.
Or
I think I got
Amateur
it
Hour
right
with
here.
Dave, Aaron, and Joe.
Welcome back.
Sergeant Gums.
Sergeant Gums and Petty and the Jets.
That's got to be the name of the episode.
Yeah, Sergeant Gums and Petty and the Jets. That's not
Petty and the Jets with Sergeant Gums.
bad.
W slash.
We let Jesus lit the world on
Jesus.
fire. Jesus. Yeah, sorry. Yep. Jesus. Lit the world on fire with the social media second. I asked what I thought was a very simple question.
You've ignited all-out war.
Yeah.
World War III.
It is not safe in our neighborhood.
Not
in
safe
our
in the
neck of the
streets?
woods. Yeah, there is blood in the
Not
streets.
safe on any Patriots fan page.
I asked the question, is Rob Gronkowski the best teammate Tom Brady's ever played with?
I would like to also formally side with the opposition on this.
Okay.
Because I also misinterpreted the question.
See, to me, it's a simple question. When you say best anything in sports, it's about performance. I understand the
I
confusion.
voted no because I thought you were talking strictly about teammate
Like,
qualities.
is he a nice guy?
Then I was like, Matt Slater is on that team. He is the best teammate Tom Brady has ever played with.
That's a legit one. What did we wind up with?
It's Joe 8,
Yeah,
me 5, and you 3.
knew it.
So I don't have it locked up.
You don't have it locked up.
Even if
Yeah.
I win,
Right.
I would be
You
up
got to
by
win 2
4.
weeks. You got to win 2 weeks.
I got to win 2 weeks.
Right.
But if I do win this week, the
8-3?
best that could,
8-5-3?
Can I say this to
I
be
have 5 weeks. I'm coming for you.
the best that could happen if I win this week, the worst I could do is a tie.
Right. And then
to be fair, if you and Dave didn't make this idea of like, hey, let's count the playoffs, you
Joe-
would already
Joe
have
ran
had
away
this
with it.
locked
Right,
up.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was in on that idea.
he was in on it.
You were
You also have a hole in a glove.
These
all
gloves,
all day.
I just want to let you know these gloves. They're about $2 Walgreens
Nice.
gloves.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
go through them like
Rapid fire.
yeah.
I dig
they
it.
constantly get holes.
Nice. I used to cop those all the time. So yeah, 8-5-3. I got 5 weeks to figure this thing out.
To tie me.
Jesus,
You have 5 weeks to tie.
Hey, guess what?
Going.
We won't have the Browns to pick anymore.
It's true. Don't have to worry about it after next
Browns
week.
will be gone, son. Guess who else would be gone?
We also
good.
can't ride the Jimmy GQ train,
Nope. Thank God.
That's tough.
which I hopped off last week, but by mistake too.
Lone survivor
Yep.
right here. I want a lot of credit for that. He put
So-
up 44 points on the Jags.
Insane.
Wild.
Insane.
Wild.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, we definitely made a mistake by trading Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm starting to be on that train. I'm also starting to be on the Robert Kraft definitely stopped Bill Belichick from trading Tom Brady train.
Really?
Yeah, I think that actually happened.
What has broken since that makes you feel that way?
It's
just an opinion swing thing? Pendulum moves?
I've looked into what Belichick had said about Jimmy Garoppolo in his time in New England and his previous position on trading aging players.
Right.
And it just doesn't make sense.
Joe feels it in his plums.
He released...
Feel it in my plums.
He released a statement.
A bluish hue. Yeah.
That's such a great scene. He released a statement
Down to the farmer's market.
After he traded him.
Yeah.
About trading him. He's never done that.
Right. Did you see what they said about is it going to be better to find out how Harrison can help you once you meet him? It's always nice meeting somebody. Okay. All right.
Bill Belichick just basically with a
fucking go.
Yeah. Just with a he just does the little thing underneath his chin. He's just like
yeah.
The thing is, people always say
instead of flipping him off.
It's always nice to meet people.
He's quick.
Oh, he's real witty.
Did you hear the Edelman story that's in his book where he talks about Beats being a plumber?
Yeah.
When they go to walk out of the building together.
Yeah.
And Edelman's like, "Man, I can't believe you're here this late." And he's like, "Well,
Beats being a plumber." I had someone ask me today, and this isn't even true necessarily, but someone, one of the drivers.
Wait, are you just lying? Is that what you said? This isn't even true necessarily?
No. The punchline is.
You're just
true.
lying.
It's not the punchline. Isn't
everything
true.
you're about to tell us is not real.
Good friend driver of mine came in. Brian from ABF. I don't know if you know him.
No.
I
know Frank.
No, Frank, yeah. Brian's the guy with the mustache and the older guy. And
he wears that shirt. Those pants.
Wears the shirt. You know that thing?
No.
You know
just
guy,
you can just move on.
He has those ears.
Don't know him.
So he has human eyes. So
he has two eyes.
He had two of them.
That guy with the two eyes.
He asked me. He says, "When are you getting married, Dave?" And I said, "When you get divorced." And he was like, "Fuck." That's never going to happen, by the way. He's like, "I love my wife." I was like, "I know, that's why I said it." And he was like, "Holy cow." I was like, "But I'm kidding. Like, I love my girlfriend." Like, I thought that was a funny line. He goes, "That was witty. That was really good." So I just wanted to brag about that.
I am not touching that subject.
A little humble brag right there.
I did not bring that up.
No. So, yeah. We asked about Rob Gronkowski being the best teammate.
Just this is the dumbest thing ever, watching that argument back and forth. And, like, my favorite part is as soon as you drop the stats, and like I get it, like what they're trying to say.
Let's just.
But as soon as I drop the stats,
you aren't talking.
The subject goes from, "Oh, that's not what we were talking about. That's not what we were talking about." What?
Let's just clarify. You were talking about the best player
who's had the best career while being a teammate of Tom Brady.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
That's
all you said was, who's his best teammate?
Yeah. Well, is Gronk the best teammate Tom Brady's ever had?
Yeah, has Rob Gronkowski.
I'm sorry, you're asking it's the and I'm not going to say the equation, but that's what it is. You're asking about a football player who's his best teammate. You're not asking him who's the guy that he goes out fucking fishing with, or him and his family go on vacations with. They go on vacations together.
Polite guy on the Patriots.
Yeah, it would be Matthew Slater. Have you ever heard him talk? He's got an amazing voice.
Right. Is he the most upstanding citizen? Is he the best for chemistry in the locker room? No, it's like
Vince
Wilfork. Like it's sports, the best, the sports best stats, player performance. Like it's all those words.
I voted
synonyms.
No. Because I misinterpreted the question,
right,
along with everyone else.
Yeah,
but where I differ is with clarification as to what you meant.
Right.
The answer is yes.
Right.
He is.
He has to be.
And the argument we've had this discussion beforehand. Moss, it was one season.
Right.
It was an outstanding season. It was a record-breaking season.
I don't even think, I understand where people would pick Moss. My argument back to them isn't even about the one season. Even if you take Moss's entire career into account, Randy Moss is one of the greatest wide receivers ever.
In a list of 3.
Gronk will be, when it's said and done, barring catastrophic injury.
He's close now.
Yeah, he is close now.
Right.
he will be the greatest tight end to ever play.
Right.
So you have a guy who will be the best ever in his position,
Right.
versus a guy who is one of the best ever in his position.
And this is another thing to go back to that.
And those are the only two. Mm-hmm. Those are the only two.
You know how we were like, was it like this season and more last season, like with his like parents getting involved and him like renewing a contract and all that shit with Gronk. He's never tried to talk his way out of town.
Right.
Randy Moss,
Oh, I must not be appreciated here.
verbally,
I don't think they want me anymore.
Well, hold on. Devil's advocate. Now you're doing teammate shit.
That's what I'm saying. But if that's the if that's
That's
but
the
if-
other.
that-
That's
no,
the
that's what he's saying.
But that's
That's
my
what he's saying.
argument to them is like, how do you not talk about that?
Well, I don't think anyone was saying it's Randy Moss if you're talking about teammate in that way. I think people are saying it's Randy Moss if you're talking about who's the best player.
Yeah.
But no one's saying Randy Moss is the best teammate.
No, but my point is, he didn't talk his way. He talked his way out of town. As a player, you only played a season and maybe a half with Tom Brady because he got injured the second season you were here. That's not enough for me.
Also, can we get off this narrative that Gronk is like a terrible person because he got frustrated and jumped on a guy? He gave someone the people's elbow.
Yeah, he made a bad move.
Yeah.
I thought he should have gotten suspended more as a New England fan.
He's not a terrible person. I can actually see the logic going through his head.
Right.
When it happened, he was annoyed.
Right.
And when you
This
sometimes
fucking guy.
when you get really aggravated,
you do things.
you do things you shouldn't do. It doesn't make you a bad person.
Right. Right.
No.
And he's also
And
he's also
also-
like a fake idiot.
Also, that guy was never touched down. Okay.
He was touchdown.
Yeah, but it was like, no, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
He was not touched down.
He was touched. He absolutely was touchdown. I think it's either Harmon or Chung. Maybe McCourty runs over and touches him while he's down, and just runs past him, and they keep going to the sideline.
And then Gronk jumps
And
on
then
him?
Gronk does it. It's late.
I know it's late.
real late.
I know
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
late.
My point is,
I thought it was because the
He's-
guy was out of bounds that they called it out.
Both. No,
Like-
no, he was touchdown and he was out of bounds. That's part of the
that's
problem.
the only thing they can say about Gronk.
Yeah.
What else can you say? Because all accounts, coaching, even the reporters, he works out like a motherfucker.
I've heard
he's always there.
Well, he's hurt a lot.
No, but
that's the thing.
But
He's an idiot.
Yeah, but
He does stupid stuff.
does he ever get in
and he's hurt a
trouble
lot.
off the
No,
field?
never. That's why I never have a problem with him drinking or partying. He does it the right way. He has
Does
a
it in the
fucking
off-season.
bus.
He does it in the
off-season. He's got a bus that drives him around. He never, it's his
That's
bus.
the other. Yeah, and people are like, "Well, how come he doesn't? He doesn't ever get shit for it, but Zeke does." I was like, "Because Zeke actually gets in trouble.
Gets arrested.
Zeke in public ripped some girl's top off.
Right.
He did the people's elbow randomly in the middle of a field, like in the middle of a stage.
Right. Right.
That threw me all off.
Sorry
but
about that.
in the middle of a stage. But like, really, like how?
Right. Right. No, I know. And the thing is, he's like a fake idiot too, where people they're like, "Oh, he's just this big dumb ape," and I think he plays into it. But like, did you hear him say when they were like, "Oh, you have this career, you play like extra aggressive against Buffalo," and he says, "Yeah, I don't know," and he kind of does like the I'm a dumb girl like kind of thing, and then he's like, it's funny like being a hometown guy and
I was gonna say
getting
he's from up
it's
that way.
and he got passed on, for 2 rounds, like they could have drafted me 4 times or whatever, and he's like, and they didn't, so yeah. You remember those kinds of things or whatever. He's like,
Wow.
So, yeah.
So
And
it's
I
like
was
a chip on his
I was
shoulder.
like, oh, like there's a little bit of human in there.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean? He's not just some weird monkey or whatever that runs around like an idiot. He's pointing at guys, laughing to,
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Right. I love it. I
Also-
love it. But also, like, the whole thing where he's never spent any of his NFL contract money. Everything he says he's spent is all like,
Endorsements and stuff.
Right.
yeah.
All that
Like, that's a
Duncan money.
brilliant move. Like, he's like, oh no,
Brady
I'm
talks
set.
about
Like,
how
I'm
smart
good.
he is
Right.
all the time. People are like, oh, you're talking about Gronk, dude.
And to
Like,
play in that offense where we've seen really, really good players come in and just be like, I don't understand.
How many
it.
tight
He's
ends
very
have
right.
come in and looked like shit?
I'll just give
almost.
everyone a tip. Go read the Edelman book where he talks about the offense.
Yeah.
And literally he talks about how one play
Yeah.
can have about
5 different things.
47
Yeah, right.
different outcomes of what route you're supposed to run.
Right.
Just judging, it's all option routes.
Mm-hmm.
So you, as a receiver,
Have to know what Brady's gonna think
you
your
have to
option
make,
is.
Right.
You have to read the offense just like a.
Okay,
you have to
they're in
read the
cover
defense,
2.
yeah, just like a quarterback, and then hope that you're on the same page as what Tom is reading.
Right.
And Tom's going to help you,
Right.
point out certain things.
Right.
But you have to know that. Because if it's a cover 2, I'm running a hitch.
Right.
If it's a cover 3, I'm running a go.
Right.
If it's a man,
Right.
I'm running a drag.
Right.
And you have to... And then you and Tom have to be on the same page.
On the fly,
That's
too.
why.
And that's like, you have to wait for them to... And then they disguise stuff, and then they kind of,
Yeah.
will work themselves back into position wherever they're going. So it may take until that last second
Yeah.
when they're setting up on defense to say, hey, oh, wait.
Yeah.
Just like,
And-
oh, shit, wait, hey, that
and
was a fake.
Tom's going to help you out, but once the play
Right.
goes, you might realize, like, oh, I thought this was zone, and
I'm
it's
on
man.
I'm on my own.
Yeah, I'm on an island down here.
So now I'm running a drag. Like, I was planning to run a seam,
Right.
but it's man,
Yep.
so now it's a drag,
Right.
and then Tom throws you
So
the
you
ball
take that hard
because
step up and then over, and the ball's already in the middle
yeah,
of the field.
because
and you're not
Tom
worried
goes,
about it.
oh, it's a drag, it's a man, so it's a
Right.
drag, and there's the ball,
And
and you have
Gronk
to be on
has-
the same page. And Gronk has picked up that offense perfectly.
To much credit of Gronk, right? Like we're saying,
Yeah.
like being a great player as Tom Brady's career, the longevity. Now, for a guy that gets hurt all the time, it's funny to say, oh, he's got a lot of longevity. He's only played in like 70 games or whatever. But what's crazy is, since he's only played in 70 games in the past 7 years, it's like 74 games or something like that, he leads the NFL in touchdown catches since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
And he's missed like 2 years of games. That is ridiculous. And, oh, by the way, he's a tight end. Like, he doesn't lead tight ends in touchdowns. He leads
the NFL.
touchdown receptions since he's been in the league. And he hasn't played for basically 2 years. That's great to me. That is all-time great to me. Also, we talked about before the show, Randy Moss broke the wide receiver touchdown record, or touchdown record in a season, right? 23 touchdowns. The record before was 22, done by another wide receiver. So he beat that record by 1. Now, granted, like you said, the league has changed. Tight ends are more incorporated, more involved. Rob Gronkowski broke the record in like 4 years ago, I think like 2013, something like that. He got 17 touchdown receptions, and the record before was 14. He
Who was
broke
that?
the record.
Tony
with-
Gonzalez?
Probably. Or Gates. Gates is up there, I would assume. But he broke the record by more touchdowns. And it's a tougher thing for tight ends to get touchdowns than wide receivers.
You know, there are
right?
people who don't think Tony Gonzalez is the greatest tight end of all time.
That's dumb. That's a dumb take.
I've actually heard people say Shannon Sharp is a better tight end than Tony Gonzalez.
Actually, Shannon Sharp might have that record.
Shannon Sharp is not a better tight end than Tony Gonzalez.
I
hate when people bring ring arguments up for any position other than quarterback.
Right.
Because
Someone just did that. My buddy says if you don't have LaDainian Tomlinson in your top 10, you're nuts for running backs. And which is a real questionable take, but I get it. He's also a Chargers fan. Guy says, oh, I'd take Terrell Davis over him. And they're like, you take Terrell Davis over LaDainian Tomlinson? And he says, oh, ring count. And I was like, for running backs? Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't matter.
it's the same people who are like, you know, Bart Starr is the greatest quarterback of all time. Or Otto Graham. Or something like that.
Yeah, right,
Get
right.
the fuck out of here.
Absolutely.
Otto Graham is the greatest. Fucking dingbat for the Steelers. Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, Bradshaw, right,
was
right.
the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah,
Get the,
yeah, no thanks. I'm
What?
good. I am so good.
like, I understand rings count for quarterbacks, but you have to have both.
Yeah.
You have to have both.
Yeah, regular season dominance, longevity, sustainability.
Stats.
And
You still have to have
stats.
stats.
Right.
You can't just be,
Right.
you know, the handoff guy.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I agree.
It was set by Antonio Gates,
Antonio Gates.
and it was 13 touchdowns.
Oh, 13. Sorry, 13. Yeah.
So he's, I mean, he could, someone, if
And
if
Antonio Gates has the most touchdowns by a tight end of all time.
Now he does, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
If
right, yeah.
Gronk didn't happen to play in the same era, you could say that Antonio Gates would retire as the greatest tight end of all time
Right. Yeah,
when he's done.
Yeah, when
You know
he's
what I
done.
mean?
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
But
He'll
Gronk-
retire as the greatest career.
Yeah,
And
until
then
Gronk
until
passes.
Gronk will then supersede him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antonio Gates right now is 6th all-time
On touchdown catches.
receiving touchdowns.
But it's like people just like skip over him. You know what I mean? It's like Tony Gonzalez.
Because you forget about him.
Because Gronk is playing right now.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
like, and he's not retired yet. So people
Right.
don't, he's not like, he won't even get credit for
Right.
being the greatest. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's just
yeah.
going to get skipped so fast.
Yeah, he's going to get, yeah.
Gronk's 31st on the list with 76 touchdowns.
How many touchdowns does he have all time?
Gronk is what, like 28?
Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates
Yeah.
has 114.
So Gronk's seriously like 4 seasons away.
Right. Right.
If you
Yeah.
stay,
If he has 10 touchdowns a season,
Right.
he has 40 more touchdowns. It's 110
And he's only had
or
10
114.
He's never had fewer than 10 touchdowns in a season that he played more than 12 games.
Yeah, he needs 4 more healthy seasons.
Right.
And he's how old?
I think it's like 28.
Yeah, 32. Can you play till you're 32?
Yeah, really. That's all we need. That is all we need. He's 28 exactly, yeah. Yep. It's crazy. I mean, to me, it's not close. I think
And actually, he might not even have to pass that number. If you just go on a games played, like a per game basis, how efficient you are as a tight end.
Can we just touch on who the other people put out there as his best teammate?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Randy Moss. Oh.
No! That's even worse.
Well, no, hold on. I have to defend these people because they were under the impression that it was teammate, as in.
So what? He still didn't say that he was his best teammate. What did he say?
He said he was the hardest working teammate, and it was after the Super Bowl, and they asked him specifically about James White.
The actual quote here
is one of the hardest working, actually.
It came again after the Super Bowl. It wasn't just the Super Bowl. September 17th, after dismantling the Saints 36-20, Tom Brady spoke candidly about running back James White. I've played with a lot of great teammates, and James White is right up there with one of the best.
Yeah, so he wasn't the best. He was
he's one of the best.
The best is Matt Slater.
Right.
You know what it is? It's that recency bias and remembering how well he did in the postseason and the play.
And they depend on him a lot. I mean, Deion Lewis has done a really good job this year where they don't need him. But any time that it was a two-minute drill, it was James White next to him.
They don't even put him on the field anymore.
Yeah, he's not.
I mean, he was hurt last game.
Right.
He didn't play.
Right. Not getting a lot of reps. Rob Gronkowski, rookie year, 16 games, 11 played. 42 catches, 546 yards, 10 touchdowns. The worst year he's ever had as a healthy Rob Gronkowski. The following year, 2011, played 16 games, started 16 games, 124 targets, 90 catches, 1,327 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown.
Jesus.
And 1 rushing touchdown. 2012, 11 games played. 11 touchdowns, 790 yards, 55 catches.
11 games.
11 touchdowns. So they played 16 games, 17 touchdowns, 11 games, 11 touchdowns. 2013.
Technically 18 touchdowns, if you count the rushing touchdown.
Yeah, the rushing touchdown, yeah, right. 18 touchdowns, 16 games, right. Yeah. 2013, he had 6 games, started 7 games, played. 39 catches, 592 yards, 4 touchdowns. Only had 6 games or 7 games played, right? So double that. If he would have played, he would have had another 1,100, almost 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns at least.
Yeah.
Right. 2014.
And that actually, if you double that puts you at 14 games. It doesn't put you at.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So 2014, 15 games played, 1,124 yards, 82 catches, 12 touchdowns. This is a tight end. We're talking about 82 catches.
This is better than almost every wide receiver to ever play with Brady, other than fucking Moss and Welker.
Right. Absolutely. This is like
if you go strictly on touchdowns, it's way better than Welker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. This is Edelman type numbers, really.
Actually, even if you go by yards, the only thing Welker really beats him in is receptions.
Right. 2015, 15 games played, 120 targets, 72 catches, 1,176 yards, 11 touchdowns. 2016, 8 games played, 6 started, 25 catches, 540 yards, 3 touchdowns. So he had 540 yards on 25 catches when his rookie year he had 546 yards on 42 catches.
By the way, there are a lot of people who say that if Aaron Hernandez never killed people, that he would have better numbers than Gronk.
No.
Go look at when they played together.
Yeah. Hernandez would have more yards.
Yeah, but when you look at when they played together, Gronk outstats him.
He outstatted him. Right. That's true.
Like the year that his best year, he had 17 touchdowns, almost 100 receptions and 1,300 yards.
Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez was there.
Right. Oh, yeah. He was part of that. That was his second year.
Yeah.
That was his second year in the league. Let's see. Aaron Hernandez, that year had...
It's sad to look at it because there's 2 years.
Right.
3 years.
Let's see. Oh, no, this is not the right thing. That year, he had 79 catches, 910 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah. Gronk's almost double that.
Right. That's crazy. So, yeah, point being, Rob Gronkowski has had 76 touchdowns in his career with the Patriots. Randy Moss had 35?
I don't even think it was that.
Because he had like a 10.
Oh yeah, because he had
And
that
how many
second year.
games though? He played all 16 the undefeated year.
Yeah, all 16. So he had 23 there.
Did he play all 16 the second year?
He was close. I'm talking about with Brady only.
With Brady, it's like 20 games.
Because he has 2.5 years with Brady.
Right? When did they trade
with
him
Brady?
away?
He's only got 1.5 years. Yeah.
No, he's got 2. He has 2. In 2009, he played 16 games. He had 13 touchdowns with him. That was with Brady. And then 2010 was where he played 4 games and got traded.
So he has 16, 16, and 4.
So he has
20, 36.
Yeah, and with New England, he had 3 touchdowns in 4 games. So, in 2010. So he has 39 touchdowns in 36 games.
And Gronk has 74 touchdowns.
It's like a 1.1 ratio.
They have like the same ratio almost, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
Gronk has 70-something touchdowns in 70 games.
Yep. Yeah. It's like 1.1. So, yeah, and Gronk has played, he's played in 101 games.
Oh, all right.
Gronk has, in 76. But he's a tight end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, a 10 tight ends,
Also,
or 10 touchdowns for a tight end is like, that's the benchmark.
The other thing
a
that
good year.
people always overlook with Gronk is he's actually a great blocker too, like which is really important to
He's
the tight
like
end
the
position.
best tight end in football. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like Shannon Sharp was a great pass catching tight end. Tony Gonzalez was a great pass catching tight end. Got open a lot.
Yeah.
Was also a good blocker. But Rob Gronkowski is a much better blocker than either
Like
two
Aaron
of those tight ends.
Hernandez, maybe he would have had better stats. He's not a better tight end.
He was a
than-
better wide receiver.
Yeah, he's
he
pretty
was
much a-
Jimmy Graham. Like there was
Yeah,
the
Jimmy Graham is
Gronk
not a better
comparison,
tight
but
end.
No.
Than, even what's his name from Kansas City, who everyone loves all of a
Kelce.
sudden. He's not a better tight end than
No,
Rob
no, no,
Gronkowski. You can't block like him.
Right. No.
But
he
Gronk's
does-
going to throw you out the club.
He does win a potato sack race with his quarterback, so
Because Kansas City has had some outrageous touchdown. Like,
yeah, touchdown celebrations.
Yeah.
Crazy. So I think we're all Patriots out here. We got Gronk. The social media second. It was mind blowing. James White, another guy just said Adam Vinatieri, which isn't a bad take.
No.
It's not
Actually,
a bad take.
no.
That's probably the second best
That's probably
take.
the second best take out of the whole thing. It says
But the thing
83.
is, though, Adam Vinatieri, yes. I can't give that accolade to a kicker.
I
can't.
dig it, and
I can't.
that's where I'm getting held up too. But was a teammate, was the best kicker and most clutch kicker.
I
very
think he
important
probably
kicker
goes down as the best kicker of all time.
Yeah. But I mean, even with his time with the Pats, I mean, all 3 Super Bowls were won by a field goals score. You know what I mean? Those all 3 points. That's tough.
Yeah, you talk to people who don't like the Pats. Adam Vinatieri kicked 97-yard field goals to win those.
Of course,
to win
Tom
those
Brady would be
championships.
nothing without
Yeah,
Vinatieri.
yeah, he would.
Those guys. Right?
No, I mean, they
Plus-
just magically got the ball at the 30-yard line.
Plus those tapes that didn't exist of the practices.
Oh,
being
yeah.
filmed, something.
How else would they?
Yeah.
I mean, if I knew exactly what the other team was going to run, then
Yeah, Marshall Falk, they would have beat you by 1,000.
yeah, if I knew
That was true.
exactly
They
what
would
the
have
other
beat you
team
by
was going to call for
1,000.
plays, I would have only won by 3 too.
So it's interesting. We talk a lot about the Bruins are kind of like meh, right? The Celtics are I'm so excited about the Celtics. This team's really good. They got Kyrie Irving. These 10 days since we've done a podcast, the exact opposite. Bruins have put together a nice little run here, and the Celtics went on the schneid for a while. Real ugly stretch. They beat Charlotte. Not impressive. They should beat Charlotte. It's a good win because you need to win those games.
Yeah.
So I like it, but I'm not like, oh, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like they got Houston tonight, Cleveland later this week.
To defend the
stretch.
Celtics a little, they were going to come back down to earth.
Of course. But they lost 4 games and let
And
Michael Beasley drop 32.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was scary.
Right.
Scary in the aspect of it's Michael Beasley.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
And-
Michael Beasley can
and-
ball when he decides he
and
wants to. He
what's
just
his
is
name?
lazy.
And what's his name? I don't think he didn't register a point, or did he? He didn't register a field goal.
Porzingis.
Porzingis.
0 for 11.
Really?
1
Yeah,
point.
in that game, and they still won.
They still beat him. Michael Beasley.
But isn't Brown hurt?
Hey,
Brown's been hurt.
you let your best player. You make sure the best player doesn't beat you. There's not much else you can do.
Yeah, right. No, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Michael Beasley's the
We'll
one
let
Right.
Michael Beasley beat us.
You know who would have stopped that?
Jalen Brown.
No, Bradley. Come on.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah,
Avery
no, he
Brad-
wouldn't
I
have
don't know if
stopped
Avery
that.
Bradley would have stopped. Michael Beasley's big. He's a
Yeah,
big boy.
Dude, big dude.
Yeah, I'm just making the joke. I just think if you really wanted to, just tell Marcus Smart to go ape shit on him.
Yeah.
go hard.
Just
Don't just block him.
get
Like
suspended.
go hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get suspended this week.
Yeah, do something.
Also,
Get angry.
don't ever read me a bad stat line for my boy ever again.
Who?
Porzingis.
It was amazing.
No, that was a tough
It
one.
was a tough game.
Yeah, it was
No,
like
it's crazy.
Like
because-
4 rebounds,
Yeah.
0 for 11,
Yeah.
1 point.
In
It was
the
like-
church of the
1
Porzingis
point.
God.
Yeah, it was like 1 point and it was a field goal.
We
It was
had
a 3
35
throw.
minutes.
We in the church of the Porzingis God do not acknowledge bad games.
well.
Therefore, you never read that. In our 10 Commandments,
Listen.
number 1 is do not read
Bad stat lines.
thine follower of the
I
church
guess
of
he's not a
Porzingis
god then. You know?
Bad stat.
He's
He
human.
is-
He's human.
Absolutely a
He's a
god.
9. You ever see the
is
movie
human.
The Nines
He's
with
a
Ryan
unicorn.
Reynolds?
Yeah.
Porzingis might be a 9.
I don't know what that is.
Should be like Por's 9 god.
I don't know what a 9 is.
It's humans are 8s, gods are 10s. There's a few people that are 9s.
like a
Kind of
like
like
a demigod.
Yeah, like a demigod. Yeah.
Well,
Like a Hercules.
then I'm down with Porzingis being a 9.
He can be a 9. That's a really good movie. You should check that out. It's old and it's really random.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
It can't be that old.
Well, no, I just mean like 10 years.
It's 10 years
It's
old.
old. It's old. I'll check
Oh
it
my
out.
God.
Keep
10 years.
10 years.
Wow.
2007?
2000.
Not
I was
that
going to say,
long ago.
I was out of high school, so it
I
couldn't be
just-
that old.
I just can't believe that Ryan Reynolds.
Joe was
He
in
was,
high school.
Dude, you remember, like, he was in, came out in
Van
2007. So,
Van
You
Wilder.
were spot on,
there we
Dave.
go.
When
yeah.
did Van Wilder come out?
Van Wilder?
That was like
fucking-
04, 05.
What
Yeah,
about,
okay.
what about,
I've
what's
never
the one?
heard of
Waiting,
the Nines.
Waiting, right?
Wait,
No.
Waiting was like 2004 or 5.
Yeah, Van Wilder, 2002.
2002.
Yeah.
Check that
I was in
out.
high school.
I just don't feel like these movies are that old.
No, because we're getting
Yeah,
older,
we're getting
Joe.
old. It flies by. Waiting, 2005. Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Waiting
well,
was in 2005.
Yeah.
That's
My-
a 12-year-old
I was a
movie.
sophomore.
I was a senior in high school. Or I graduated from high school.
In
05.
next month, it'll be a 13-year-old movie. It could go see itself.
Yep.
Waiting's only a teen movie.
No, just kidding. It's rated R. But that would have made a really, really good joke. Nines, though, dude, check it out. Really good. It's really
Anyway.
fucking random. So random. Porzingis might be a 9. I don't know. Undetermined.
Porzingis a 10.
But
In every sense of that.
But no, they're looking.
Bruins look good.
Yeah.
Celtics look.
And you know
Humbled.
you know how we were making, and I am still kind of on that fence of sending Tuke packing.
Yeah.
Tuke.
Paskin.
Yeah,
Raskin.
Tuke Raskin.
Start packing rascal.
He
Petty
him
legend.
and was it oh God, why am I blanking on his name? Him and the other goalie. Jesus Christ.
Udobin?
Yes.
You don't go in?
You don't go in.
Anton Udobin.
Udobin.
They might have like the best tandem goalies in the league right now,
Yeah.
which is crazy because a couple weeks ago we were like, fuck it, send them out of town. We're going with Udobin.
In their division, the Atlantic Division, first off, in their last 10, they're 8-1-1.
There you go.
Real good.
There we go.
They have a win streak of 5,
Yeah.
which is real nice. They've given up 90 goals, which is second in the division. There's 87, 90, 104, 117, 119. They've given up 29 less goals than the Panthers, who are only 5 games behind them.
They're getting healthy. Is really what it is.
Yeah.
Their best player got hurt.
Yep.
And a couple of their other key pieces got hurt. They're coming back.
Pasta seems awake. Like,
Yeah.
Big Pasta's popping. I like it. So
It's looking good.
yeah, they're playing good defense. The Tampa Bay Lightning have a wild goal differential. They're
Yeah.
a plus 46,
Are they?
and the Bruins are plus 16.
Jesus.
So that's insane. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They're 26-7-2, 54 points, and the Bruins are 20-10-5 on the season with 45 points, only 9 points behind. So it's not too bad. Get a couple wins under there, be all right. Celtics have a big stretch coming up. If they lose this game to the Rockets tonight, is it going to change anything for the Boston Celtics? No, absolutely not. But it'd be nice to see them kind of get back on those. Yeah, we can compete with the big teams. You know what I mean? Like, because they've had a couple tough losses to teams where they shouldn't. Like, they shouldn't lose to the Knicks and Michael Beasley, or have to have a last-second steal by Terry Rozier against the freaking Pacers of all teams. You know what I mean? Like, it just a couple bad losses. It'd be nice to see them get one of those big wins back under their belt, go into Cleveland,
You guys
or play
seen-
Cleveland.
Have you seen that big news
What's that?
about the Celtics' latest acquisition?
No.
The Celtics G League affiliate, the Maine Red Claws,
Mhm.
have traded for former number 1 pick Anthony Bennett.
Anthony Bennett.
Reuniting former number 1 picks of the Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving and Anthony Bennett.
on the Celtics roster. Nice. There we go.
I don't know what to think of that one.
And he's a big body. He got a big ass.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. And he's like a Jared Sullinger type where he's just like
Packing
like
lots
that,
of ass.
Did Anthony Bennett come out in the same draft as the dude who plays for the Lakers? The big guy, the power forward?
Julius Randle?
Yeah.
No.
That was before, right?
No, Julius Randle was part of the Marcus Smart.
That was Wiggins? No.
That was Wiggins, Parker,
Yeah.
Dante Exum,
Yeah,
Marcus
I was
Smart,
because
and-
I was a Julius Randle guy. I was
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I think he's the best one
I thought
out of
that-
those.
He looked the most polished.
Yeah.
And well, he's not bad though. Not a bad player.
He's not better.
No,
than
he's
those
not.
other
He's not
guys.
better than Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
Or maybe even Marcus Smart, really. But who knows?
I would probably. They're both kind of like bent. They're kind of like
They have a role.
Yeah,
but
they're like role players.
Yeah. Anthony Bennett, 24 years old.
He's only 24.
How tall is he? Isn't he like 6'9", 6'8"?
let's
He was
see.
small for a power forward.
He's small for a power forward. Small for a power forward, absolutely. Yeah, he.
I mean, he's not on the Celtics roster. He's playing for the Maine Red Claws.
Yeah.
Anthony Bennett,
He'll get the
starting
call.
power forward for the Boston Celtics, coming right up. He's 6'8", 245, but he's a big old boy. Like I mean, for
Yeah, you know what he fits? He fits Danny's loves
Glenn
those
Davis,
guys.
Jared Sullinger, Brandon Bass guy.
Brandon
Yeah,
Bass.
right.
That's who I was thinking.
Yeah, all three
That
of them.
shorter power
Or
forward.
Danny could switch it up and go get, I don't know, a 7'3" Latvian center
Figure that out.
who can shoot.
A lot of Anthony Davis talk the past few weeks.
I was gonna say, Jackie's brother-in-law was over for. He doesn't celebrate Christmas, but they were over for Christmas.
Yep.
He said that to me. He goes, I think you do. He goes, I don't. He goes, obviously you can't trade Hayward. He goes because the contract, you just can't do it. He goes, but I think I think you could take what was it? He said you could take Brown
Brown.
and Horford
Yep.
for Davis. And I was like, really? He goes,
Just
I
those
think-
two?
Well, obviously
you need a pick or two,
You throw a
and-
pick or two in there. He goes, but
I would
that.
do that.
But he said, I could see them doing. I was like, that would be insane. He goes, then you're like, really, who's going to beat him in the East?
I would do
Easily,
that.
who's going to beat him in the West?
The only thing I worry about is sometimes the more talented players don't make your team better.
No.
Right.
And there's a lot of small things that Al Horford does, specifically when it comes to moving the basketball around,
He's average Al with a great nuance.
that I don't think you'd get from Anthony Davis, and the offense would have to run differently.
Right.
Or the ball would have to. I mean, obviously, Anthony Davis is the better basketball player,
Yep.
and he's definitely better defensively, I would say.
I have a real problem with Anthony Davis.
The brow?
I
No,
do.
no,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no, I don't give a shit about
Shave
the brow.
that fucking ugly caterpillar off your face.
I don't give a shit about the brow.
I hate that it's trademarked.
Yeah, that's
think I
a
love
smart
that
business.
it's
move.
That it's
Yeah,
That's a really
ridiculous.
smart
What's your
business move.
problem with him?
I don't think he's a winner.
Here's my.
Him and DeMarcus Cousins are the two best goddamn big men in basketball right now.
Yeah.
See, I like Cousins better.
They're different. Cousins
They're
is a
different.
better-
They are different.
he's
I
a
just
better
like
tough
his
guy.
game set.
Yeah. Cousins is a better tough guy, interior dude. Davis can play outside a little bit and stretch the floor. And they're terrible.
Yeah.
Like they're really bad. And it's like, what else do you need? Like you have probably a top 10 player. You know what
I
I
can
mean?
tell you
What?
fixes that team.
What?
Brad Stevens.
Coaching. Right. Yeah.
And I think if you have Anthony Davis with Brad Stevens,
Yeah.
and he buys in. I mean, you
Right,
have to
right,
buy in. And I think he would.
Yeah. I would make the trade. I would make the trade.
Because
He's definitely the best player of the
I need
three.
to see
So you take it.
what Anthony Davis with Brad Stevens looks like. Because
Right.
there's potential there for it to be incredible.
Electric, right?
Yeah.
And I would trade Brown. I don't want to get rid of Jaylen Brown, but I really, really don't want to get rid of Jason Tatum.
Yeah, if Jason Tatum's not in the deal,
so if
I'm
that's-
okay
one
with it.
has to
That's
go,
what
it's
he
Jaylen
said.
Brown.
He's like, you can't give up Tatum. He's too good.
He's gonna be-
just
he is gonna be that guy.
too good.
I think Brown is at a better level right now than Jason Tatum.
I don't even know if he is.
But I think
Jason Tatum leads the NBA
ceiling.
in 3-point percentage, and has and is like 18-5 every night.
Yeah.
Every night, no problem. He's shooting like 54%
I think
from three.
I think even if you, I mean, you probably could make the argument that Tatum is better than Brown right now.
I think he's more well polished. Jalen's a better athlete.
Even if you say Brown is better, even if you're in that camp,
Yeah.
I think even those people would say that Tatum is the higher ceiling.
Right.
Much higher ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, because, let me see, I'm pulling it up here. Jason Tatum, he was at a higher percentage, higher clip last I knew, but right now, Jason Tatum is averaging 14 points, 51% from the floor, 48.7, so 49% from three. 49%
Damn,
from
that's
three,
high, yeah.
which is real high. 5.6 rebounds a game, 1.4 assists,
So 14
1 steal,
and,
1 block.
14 and 5.
14 and
We'll
5.
round down, even
Yeah.
though you should round that up.
Yeah, 14 and 5 a night. Jaylen Brown at this point is 14 and 6.
Oh, so they're pretty much the same.
Right. He's 14.5. He's shooting 40% from three, which isn't bad.
But
I'm
it's
actually
not
really,
50%.
I'm really surprised by that because the few nights you watch him like clang like 7 of them, and you're like, ugh, God. But those nights where he goes like 2 for 3, 3 for 4, and then
Yeah.
you're like those kind of balance out throughout the year. So yeah, I mean they're both really good right now, and especially for a guy that's Jaylen Brown is just turned 21 2 months ago, and Jason Tatum's 19 and will be until the playoffs start, basically. Like in March, his birthday's in March. I don't know. I mean, I would keep Tatum if I had to. I like Brown. I think he has a lot of upside as an athlete, and he's a really raw player right now. So if he polishes some of the basketball skill, who knows what he could be. Jason Tatum is a more polished basketball player, and I'm just interested to see like the experience work into that. You know what I mean? The footwork. And his footwork is killer, dude. They weren't kidding when they said, you just got Paul Pierce again. Like, congratulations, Boston. You now have your next. Like,
Yeah.
Paul Pierce, like, he's a legit scorer, can get his own shot, does everything well. He doesn't do anything great, but he does everything really well.
And he has a coach that's going to help him
yeah.
and help the players around him be where they need to be for him to thrive as well.
Right.
Not just like, oh, he needs to be coached up on defense. Well, he'll know the defense because he's working with the coach, but also the guys around him will be where they're supposed to be working with the coach. So he knows his teammates will be where they're supposed to be. It's not a LeBron goes, man, I got this. Go over there and do that.
Right.
Coaching in the middle of the game. Like he's going to have a guy
Right.
to show, and the guys around him are buying into that. Like Kyrie obviously is buying into what Brad Stevens is doing.
Right. Yeah. Oh,
And
they're playing defense.
That was the
too.
thing, yeah. The thing is, I think Anthony Davis is already such a good defender that if he comes to Boston and buys in with the defensive coaching that Stevens does, that defense could be unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a guy like that who can lock down the
Real
middle,
rim protector. Yeah.
I mean,
No, that's true. I mean, and then where do you go? Because you got wing defense.
yeah.
You have ball handler defense with Kyrie with help.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good some help
And even if you
defense.
get by Kyrie,
right,
oh,
And
I
then-
got by Kyrie.
and now you got to meet Anthony Davis.
Congrats, you
Right.
have the brow.
Right. You got the brow. All right.
I might be that guy that's like hiding out. Like if they sign him in the offseason or like do something
Yeah.
crazy, I'll be that guy that's hiding out and then like
What?
he doesn't.
just like a
he's
big-
got a gun. No, it's like he's got a gun. No, that's actually a Gillette trimmer. Like
like,
zzz,
yeah.
just
Hey,
buzz
Anthony
off.
Davis, well, I was supposed to meet you. Just scrape that thing right off. Like, all right. Just take a lighter to it.
I'm a-
burn the middle.
I'm a hugger. I'm a hugger. Just zzz.
There you go. No, I would. Of course, I think Anthony Davis does make you better. I do believe in that. You just adding talent doesn't always work.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of dream teams be
Oklahoma
put together.
City.
Oklahoma City, the Lakers dream team from like 2002. When they had like Karl Malone, Gary Payton, all those guys.
Steve Nash, Kobe
Steve
Bryant,
Nash, Kobe, and Dwight.
Howard.
They did it again. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I forget about that one.
That was awful.
Yeah, that was real bad. So, yeah, it doesn't always work. That's why a lot of people are like, oh, Hayward might come back this year. And I'm sort of like,
Yeah, no,
like off the bench?
I
Maybe?
mean, they
I'll take
have
him off the bench.
The thing is, they haven't. If they were continuing on that hot streak they were on,
Right.
I would have been more iffy about it. But
Right.
I mean, they slowed down a little. The scoring could help.
Scoring could help.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I
all
just
you
don't want
need
him to start.
No,
Like, I don't want him to,
no.
like-
You say flat out.
I
Listen,
don't rush him back.
rest,
Sure.
rest yourself. If you can play in the postseason
Right.
and you have enough gas in you,
Right.
we'll bring you off the bench. And
I mean,
you can get
If
yourself
give
a
us one Kelly Olynyk night. Where you just
And
How
he
do you-
probably could. I mean, he'll be fresh.
Yeah,
Yeah, right,
I'm
right.
saying, but you don't even need that. Just hey, your
If he's
job
medically cleared,
is get out there, let Smart because you're going to be working with the second guys. Work with Smart,
Yeah.
find your rhythm,
Yeah.
and you guys work off of each other, get your shots,
Right. Yeah.
and bring Bane in every once in a while when you want to.
Like I like the transparency between the bench and the starting lineup with the Celtics too, where a lot of teams do this, but it's just I think they incorporate it really well. That like you said, there's a lot of like normally it was like you're working with the second unit.
Yeah.
They do a lot of like, all right, Smart, you're in, and it's like 4 starters.
Yeah.
And then
Smart,
Smart, yeah.
and then one other guy comes. Marcus Morris might come in, and then Tice might come in.
He hasn't been playing well.
He hasn't been playing well.
Morris
He hasn't been
at
playing
all.
off.
Yeah.
He hasn't been playing often.
Yeah.
Like he's been back and forth with injuries and whatnot.
Should have gotten his brother.
Just another
His brother's playing well.
I did want his brother. I do like his brother.
a separate basketball thing. Did you watch the Cavs Golden State game?
He fouled him.
You think it's a foul?
I think it's a foul. I think it's.
I saw a pic.
I think it's a petty call, but I think he fouled him.
I didn't watch it. I saw a picture though, like a freeze frame, where LeBron has an arm like this.
Yeah.
And he's going over him, and he's hitting the ball.
Yeah.
Now, is that a foul? Because LeBron's arm is making contact.
It's not a complete extension. Like you can't push off. You can keep an elbow.
No, I'm not saying is LeBron's a foul, but is Durant's a foul because he's touching LeBron's arm right there? Because he's hitting the ball.
They got rid of the hand check rule, so used to be able to
he's
do
jumping
that.
to block the ball.
Yeah,
and his hand.
Oh, you're talking about the one at the rim?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the when he was driving with the ball and pushed him to the ground. I thought you meant that one because there's 2 calls. I haven't seen the other one. There's 2 calls at the end of that game that were real suspect. I don't know. I haven't seen
one.
That
was
one.
at the rim and one was when he's driving?
One was driving. So he's at like the 3-point line, and he's driving with his left hand, and Durant puts his arm in, and LeBron slaps his arm away, and then Durant kind of lets LeBron go by and then nudges him like in the small of his back a little bit, and LeBron goes to the ground and flies, and no call. And they call it out of bounds on LeBron.
I mean, you could
but it was
also
sort of
call a flop.
It was a lot of definite flop, and there was a lot of hand fighting.
Yeah.
Like, he went in, he pushed him out, he'd let him go. You know what I mean? Like, it was real quick. Boom, boom, boom.
The one at the rim I saw.
See, I haven't seen that one.
It's like LeBron's arm. It's like LeBron has his arm like this to keep Durant from trying to make a play at the ball.
Yeah.
And Durant's going over his arm.
Right.
And his hand's like
on the ball.
It's not on the ball yet, but it's like you can tell it's going to hit the ball. So if it touches the ball, like granted he's already making contact with his arm and his hand's not on the ball yet.
Right.
But how is that a foul?
Right. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Because he's going to hit the ball.
Right. He's going to block.
And LeBron is almost the one initiating contact there.
Right. Yeah, that's tough.
People are making it like
right.
If they were obvious fouls as opposed to like ticky tack.
Yeah, the one on the sideline or on the 3-point line, I thought it would be a ticky tack call, but you could call it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it's the end of the game, and you don't want that call made.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like you let him play, and I understand that maybe Durant was the reason LeBron lost his footing, and that should be a foul.
Yeah.
But I've seen LeBron James. The problem with LeBron James to me is that it's so circumstantial because I've seen him get touched like that. He's got his arm coming in. He knocks it off. He kind of ribs him a little bit. He goes flying to the ground. The flop is on, right?
Yeah.
And then I've seen him literally get sat on, jumped on, blow right past somebody.
He's 6'8", 300 pounds.
Dude is a fucking elephant.
Yeah.
And an unstoppable elephant.
When he starts driving
when he
to the
wants
lane,
he can't be stopped.
So you're trying to tell me that an arm in the small of your back made you fall.
Right.
That dramatically.
Shame on LeBron. Because if you're trying to get a call there, when you can steamroll whoever you want, and you'd rather get a foul call there, get the bucket. You're down. You know what I mean? Go get the hoop. It's a bad basketball IQ move there. And I just thought, I don't feel bad that he didn't get a call because if you're trying to get a call, you don't deserve it.
I was going to say, he's the guy that to me, never got coaching because he's always just been the best player. Just let him do what he wants.
He had a chance to get coaching, and he got the guy fired.
Yeah.
I mean,
he fired the guy.
Oh yeah, that
LeBron GM
the coach,
fired the guy.
Yeah, and the guy that he had as a coach down in I mean, he did have a top three coach in Miami.
I think Spoelstra's not a bad coach. I just don't think he should have been in the top 3
finalists. That was ridiculous.
I had to throw that in.
Yeah.
But
they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
playoffs.
But I think the issue with that is he's just the guy that's quote unquote too good.
Yeah.
So you can't tell him what to do. I've played football with guys that you look at them and they just dick around. They can do whatever. And guess what?
Right.
One
It's kinda
where
like me at work. Just kidding.
no. I mean, you get your work done.
Yeah.
There's a little difference. Like you understand it, but like.
Right.
Here's the thing, like when you're basically told, but here's the difference. I don't think you've ever been told your whole life, Dave, you're the best.
Oh, no, I've
Dave,
worked-
you're the
yeah,
best.
yeah,
Dave,
yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
Dave, get out tattooed on your chest. You're the
Right, chosen one.
The chosen one.
Yeah.
No.
No, I've always worked to be in this spot.
You should definitely get that tattooed, like on like your inner thigh or
There's
something.
a
The
lot.
chosen one.
You should get hashtag deep D.
Yes.
Tattooed
Right
below
on
your navel.
There you go. just deep D life.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right in your forearm.
Yeah. not
Says
bad.
everything.
I still want that. I don't believe in God. I believe in me. I still want that.
That's
But
very cocky.
Huh?
It's a very
Some people say
self-centered
that.
tattoo.
some people say that,
I,
but there's a different meaning
I'm
behind
not
it.
saying anything.
Right. I'll explain it later.
Yes.
I don't believe in God. I believe in myself. All my faith.
Whatever
is in me.
gets you through the day, Dave.
Right. All my
And
faith
that's
is in
not
me.
me saying, hey, I believe or I don't.
No, you should.
I'm just saying.
You should believe.
I
in
guess
me.
I can see it. You're not actually saying I'm God. You're just saying
Right.
I believe in what I can do.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't need to.
I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to put it to chance or put it out there and
That
just
when
pray
I
on it.
initially
I'm gonna
heard
go
it,
and
it
do
was like
A
I
lot
don't
of
believe
people
in
feel
God.
that.
I believe in myself. Like I'm a
Like
God.
I'm a God. Yeah.
But
No.
It's
more
on,
like-
on more thought into it. Obviously, it's you're saying
more like you're going to take the initiative and put it all in your own hands.
I don't pray.
Yeah.
I work.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're
Like,
going to
that's-
make it.
yeah,
You're
right,
going to make your own.
right. That's what I do.
What's the saying? I make my own luck.
I make my own luck. Right. Yeah.
There
yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So that's it.
But anyway, to stay on the subject of like Boston teams,
Yeah.
fucking Red Sox still doing nothing.
Oh yeah. By the way, fucking crickets.
Yep.
Out of Boston. Hey, exciting news though. I think we talked about last week because that's the only news that's come out. Sam Adams is now the official beer of Fenway Park in the Boston Red Sox group.
how do you do nothing? How do you do nothing?
Literally nothing. That's insane. JD Martinez has to sign. He has to.
Anyone.
He has to. It's got to be JD Martinez. He's the only thing that is fireworky enough for John Henry where they can do nothing like this and then say, but we got JD Martinez and they'll be like, so sell tickets at Christmas at Fenway and then fucking they'll do the
Yeah,
whole thing.
awesome. I need I need more than JD Martinez.
Yeah, I agree with you. He would be great.
Once again, they could trade for something.
Also, I want
Anybody, yeah, it's just hey,
Something.
anyone is
Get
available.
it. You don't even need to go out there and get like this crazy bat because you re-signed
Right.
Mitch Moreland. You wanna go down this mindset of like, hey, we're gonna stop him.
you're gonna moneyball and fuck.
No, not even.
Right, yeah.
Hey, we're gonna go out and we're gonna trade for the best pitcher we can get.
They didn't even do that.
No, I'm saying, but they could. Like they should.
Yeah,
They could.
If the Yankees are gonna go all, you want to know how you get Red Sox fans excited? You
kill Derek Jeter.
You respond to the rivalry. He's doing that himself in many ways. You respond to the rivalry by saying, if they're going to go get all the bats, I'm going to go get all the pitchers.
Yeah.
And we are going to have a fucking clash of titans in Fenway.
Bring in Greinke.
Yeah. Get the best pitchers you can find.
They've said that for years that like, oh, he can't handle Boston. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know if he can.
no, but
if the
where did
Yankees,
he play?
if
Did
he
he play in
Why
L.A.?
not?
Did he play in L.A.?
Yeah, but they don't care about
LA's
that.
not a
I'm
sports
not-
town.
I'm not saying that, but it's
It's a big
still
market,
a
but
big
it's- yeah.
market.
You need a
and
guy
they
who played
talk
in like
about it.
Chicago or New York or like
Yeah.
pretty much those two.
But I think if the Yankees want Greinke, and if Greinke's going to work, I don't want him to work on the fucking Yankees. I want him to
whatever
work on
you
the
do,
Yeah,
you
right.
make sure the Yankees don't sign even. I don't care if they sign the Keebler elf. You don't let that happen. You sign the Keebler elf.
Right.
You keep everyone
Right.
away from the Yankees.
Right.
They need to go out. That's what I genuinely think. If your mentality is not so much Moneyball, but the mindset of listen, we have the offense we have.
Right.
We haven't found
wanna
an
know what I
offensive
think about
piece that I
Moneyball?
love. Let's go get some fucking pitching.
Do you want to know what I think
Because
about Moneyball?
your pitching's not great.
I think if
right.
you're the goddamn Boston Red Sox and your team owns fucking Manchester United, your fucking presidents are fucking billionaires, you don't believe in Moneyball. You believe in
luxury
buying
tax,
people.
Yeah, luxury tax. Pay
You know
it.
who believes in
Pay it.
Moneyball? Oakland.
Oakland.
You know who believes in Moneyball? The Padres.
I was gonna say
You know
San
who
Diego.
doesn't
Yeah.
believe in Moneyball?
The fucking
The
Yankees.
fucking second
Red Sox.
biggest fucking sports market in the entire world.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, they got to.
I don't know, man.
You pay to own people. That's what you do.
You
don't moneyball.
Do you go out and just say like, "Listen, we're going to throw you take
Yes.
like your two best prospects."
Yes, and if I hear a single Boston Red Sox fan say, "Well, they spent too much," it's a bad contract.
Now,
it's not your money. It's someone else's money.
Listen.
So here's my philosophy, and this is definitely not going to happen. But if they hypothetically just go out and they're like, "Listen, yes, the Yankees did this, they did that, they did this."
Right.
Hey, by the way, we just traded for Mike Trout.
Yeah, I'd be.
They go out and get Trout for like
Trout and Harper. No, all right, cool.
I'll take
they
the
signed
best players in
Harper,
baseball.
they signed Trout, and they trade for Trout. And they're like, "Listen, we win."
Yeah,
you know what they do?
We're good. We're going to be good.
I know you like a lot of young talent on the team. If
Yeah.
you hear anything about Manny Machado going to the Yankees,
Yeah.
you trade whoever the fuck you have to make sure he doesn't go there.
Did you
I
see
can
the White
have
Sox?
Dustin. I'll drive Dustin Pedroia there myself.
Did you see the White Sox? Yeah, well, I'd pay the gas. Just like, go ahead, Aaron, you got it. Here's 50, cool 50. The White Sox came out and said, we're interested in Manny Machado because we want to flip him to the Yankees.
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing?
Is that collusion?
Is that? I don't know. I mean, technically,
I mean, as
You
long
can
as you can
do it. I mean,
as
there's
long
no-
as you can get Jose Abreu from them. Like, listen, you can trade whoever you want to the Yankees. We'll take your best player.
I don't think it's collusion on the side of Baltimore. I think it's collusion on the side of the White Sox and the Yankees.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Just like,
give us your best player,
or it's a 3-team trade.
I mean, you.
I mean, then you would just say, why wouldn't? I don't think it'd be collusion. It'd be like, hey, Yankees, you could just go get Machado.
it's a 3-team trade.
It's a 3-team trade. Right.
We give
Right. Do they do that in baseball? No,
yes.
I know it's an NBA thing.
I think they do it, but
Yeah.
it's like very.
Rare.
It's usually a team that wants like a lot of prospects.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you can spoon feed some.
I need
yeah,
John Henry to open up that fat checkbook
Right.
and just start buying people.
Totally off topic. Not really.
He's too busy trying to bury Tom Brady in the Patriots.
Why didn't he buy the fucking Herald?
Isn't that a monopoly thing? Can you own both papers in the...
They went out of business. I don't know. I mean, I would try. They sold for $4 million. That's it. That's a lot of money. But for a fucking...
Not for John Henry.
For a multimedia...
Why didn't we go into it?
Right? And if I knew, I would have tried to get some backing.
Yeah,
I'd
make some calls.
Yeah. Fucking A.
I need him
If
to...
I was John Henry, I would have at least like, hey, is this illegal?
It would have
because
been.
I
It would have been the
own
biggest
that.
splash
I feel
the Red
like-
Sox
I
have
f-
made all offseason.
For $4 million.
$4 million. The
Boston
Herald
Red
is
Sox
owned
have-
by the Globe.
He
The
would have
Boston
o-
Red Sox
he
have
would have opened
acquired
up his
the
checkbook.
Boston Herald.
Yeah,
Right.
They would have opened up their checkbook.
Yeah, Red Sox are wildly frustrating. Hopefully next week we have some news. JD Martinez.
Hopefully.
There's
I
gotta
need
be
more
some
than
bunch of
JD
meetings.
Martinez at this
I'm
point.
with you, but I at least want JD Martinez.
I'm putting Yankee fans on notice. If you guys don't win the World Series this year,
Yeah.
I don't care where the
Dead to
Red
me
Sox
forever.
finish. I don't care if they're dead last. I am talking
The most
massive
shit.
amounts of shit.
Yeah.
Because if I have to put up with an
with it.
entire season of you guys talking about how good your team is, and
Right.
then you fucking shit the bed in the
Right.
playoffs, you will not. You can say 27 rings. You can say you guys finished in last place.
Right.
I don't care what you say. You guys had the best team in baseball by your account, and you suck. You didn't do
They
it.
didn't win the championship.
So
it means nothing.
I am going to talk so much
Aaron
shit.
Boone being their manager
what
helps
the fuck?
that.
Didn't even
helps
talk about
that.
that too either. Yeah.
I
Holy
think Aaron
cow.
Boone's an awful baseball mind.
Yeah.
For a guy that got hurt in the offseason playing
Playing
volleyball
on the beach like a
when he
fucking
was
dope.
the fucking golden god that hit that one
think
game-winning home run.
You think the Yankees are just trolling the Red Sox with everything they do?
Yeah, just like, oh, you want to play a coach? Cool, we got to play a
Oh,
coach.
cool. You guys are kind of interested in Mike Stanton. Now
Yeah.
he's on our team.
Right.
Oh, you got a player coach. How about we get the guy that
The player
ripped
coach that
the
ripped your fucking heart out.
out?
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
How about that?
Could be.
He spent how many years as a fucking analyst? Like, never did anything else in baseball.
Yeah,
and
a
just
few.
What
became
I
an
don't, what
analyst.
I don't get is why would you fire
He was great for you.
Who?
I don't.
Girardi?
Girardi was. But
Why
what,
fire Girardi?
with
A,
what
he-
they had last year, nobody thought they were going to do what they did
Yeah,
last
you
year.
No one thought they were going to do what they did last year. He is way worse in-game manager than John Farrell. Way worse.
Way worse. He's way better than fucking
He
Aaron
took,
Boone.
yeah, but he had that team clicking.
True. That team, yeah.
That team was not supposed to be as good as they were.
Yeah, but they also died. Like they died.
Their closer was absolutely horrible.
They almost made the World Series. They took it to 7 games.
Yeah, but Joe Girardi was the reason why they didn't.
I understand.
He managed his play. That's like Grady Little-esque. Like Grady Little took him to the LCS Game 7.
It's just insane.
He got fired after 2 years.
That you would fire the guy that takes you to almost the World Series and then make the team even better.
Right.
Like, I could understand if you were going to do it and if you were going to take a year off.
Girardi's been there for 10 years.
He didn't win you at least one World Series?
And yeah, but what I'm saying is he's had way worse seasons than last season.
He's had way worse seasons than last season, but I don't know if that team was good in spite of him or not.
I think,
you know what I mean?
I think
I
that
don't know.
team
You had
is
some
good.
young kids bawling their eyes out. You know what I mean?
Aaron Judge had no business being as good as he was. And I think part of that
is really good baseball.
I think he's a good baseball player. I think
historically, up until that point, Aaron Judge was nowhere near as good as he was.
No.
If you look at his
stats,
stats,
Joe Girardi made him a better player?
I'm saying, he came up, he played with Joe Girardi, and then he was good. But if you look at his minor league stats and stuff like that,
his performance with the Yankees last year wasn't good, and Joe Girardi was there.
To be fair, we haven't heard
Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
he won Rookie of the Year.
No, last year.
Yeah, but he was
like 1 for 29 or something like that.
He didn't play. He barely played. He
no, I know. But I'm just saying, like it wasn't.
Yeah, but
he
lit
the world on fire.
Well,
But I was
gonna say, here's the thing with that. You're right.
Yeah.
But you get a whole off season to work with that stud player that you're like.
I'm not trying to say Joe Girardi's the best manager in baseball.
No, but he was definitely not worth firing.
Why wouldn't you give him a season with this? If you were going to go all in, if you were going to go all in for a World Series, why not do it with a guy who's been to a World Series as opposed to a rookie manager?
All right, so that's a good point. I think after watching Grady Little get fired after 2 seasons of winning more than 95 games and getting to the ALCS in his second season as the manager of that team, and he got fired because of how he mismanaged a moment in the game, which is obviously understandable. Like I get it. Joe Girardi's definitely fireable. If he can be fired for that, then I think Joe Girardi can be fired.
What did they do after they fired?
But I'm very interested in they hired Terry Francona.
Yeah, but what happened? Like, how was the next season?
They won the World Series.
All right, yeah, but Terry Francona is an established manager, right? Correct.
He was. Yeah, he had some experience with the Phillies. Yeah.
So you're hiring a rookie.
I'm not talking about the play out with the Red Sox. I mean just the moment of firing Grady Little.
Yeah. No, I think
in
makes
baseball,
Girardi fireable.
In baseball, single decisions can get you fired. It's not like football where you have to have like bad seasons,
right.
Or in basketball where you don't really make decisions like that.
Yeah.
In baseball, like leaving a pitcher on the mound for one more inning and get you fired.
Right.
Yeah. I just think that
even if you're
watching
that
manager, season,
Grady Little's
and him
manager.
going, "Hey, we're going to go throw the best closer in the game out there," and then the best closer, and I'm just using other people's words when they talk about Chapman and how hard he can throw, and look at him, he's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, he beats his wife. He's crazy. I get it. He's a monster. I get it. Yeah, but he's one of those guys that he went out there all season long and shit the bed. Right. There's a reason why you were able to trade for him. Mm-hmm. And then he kept fucking you. Right. And then, okay, so you went from, hey, we have the best closer.
Yeah.
That's my best option at the end of the game. Now you have to shuffle your whole bullpen around. Because this guy can't even come out. Can't even come out in the 8th to, set up the closer.
Right. Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of things, like you're saying. I get it. He made some bad decisions. Mm-hmm. But I think some of the decisions that he made were listen, it's a no-brainer. It's Chapman.
Right.
And then that guy just can't figure it out.
I think there's a guy that we work with, Jesus, who was calling for him to be fired the whole series. After game 1, he's he did something dumb in game 1. He was like, that guy has to be the worst manager ever for a Yankee manager. He's like, I hate this guy. He hated him. And he would say every time I make a mistake, you think John Farrell's bad? You guys are sitting there bad at John Farrell. Why would you pinch hit in the second, whatever, with this guy or whatever, and just going crazy? And he would lose his mind. He's like, this guy needs to be fired. We need something better. Right. But I wonder, and I haven't asked him, be careful what you wish for. Because now you got Aaron Boone.
I think
I
think you go from a pitcher, a manager that was a former catcher that had also caught perfect games, so he knows how to
Right.
talk to a pitcher,
Yeah.
how to work with how to work with players,
Yep.
to a guy that's like, hey, I'm the fun guy on TV.
Just like,
If you were going to go with a young person who was like who hasn't been an elite like a manager before,
it's Alex Cora.
yeah, why wouldn't they go out and get Alex Cora? They waited so long.
Right, they did.
Why wouldn't they? Because
That
Alex
was-
Cora was a bench coach. Bench coaches
Basically manager.
I don't
input
think
on
he-
decisions. Yeah,
I think it's partially to do with the fact that he never played for them. And their mentality is that
could be.
if we're going to get rid of a player, we're going to bring in another
That does
player.
tie into because you talk about Girardi and then
Oh,
this guy.
it
that
would be
does tie in.
amazing to me
That's a good point.
if
I just think
the
it'd be
Yankees
funny.
just shit the bed all year.
Mm-hmm.
Judge is just nowhere near as good as he was.
Has 500 strikeouts.
yeah.
You know, it'd be great is if like
I mean, Stanton is going to be good.
yeah.
I mean,
you know, what'd be great is if it's they're playing to make the playoffs, like Red Sox last in the division.
and someone
Aaron Boone makes a decision to put some pitcher in, and some guy just like Cole Cocks it, hits a home run, loses it, and then they can't make the playoffs. And then just be like, "Well,
if someone Aaron Boone,
yeah,
It would be
Whoa,
awful
How
if-
is that?
It'd be awful if he pinch hit someone in extra innings and that guy hit the home run, and then we'd all be like, Aaron fucking Boone. Like,
If
he makes
Aaron
the-
Boone
it would just
pinch hit himself.
Yeah, pinch himself into oh, man. I think really,
He might.
anytime they go into extra innings, I want a home run derby between Alex Cora and Aaron Boone. Winner of the home run derby wins the game. That's how it should be handled from now on.
I think that's not fair because
Aaron
Alex
Boone's got
Cora.
pop, Alex Cora, no pop.
No. Alex Cora is left-handed,
Yeah.
and if it's in Fenway, I don't like that.
Left-handed?
He's left-handed in Fenway.
Yeah, you pull that porch, man.
I'm talking about if you're a right-handed batter, all you have to do is hit it up
Yeah.
in Fenway.
Dude, that pesky
Yeah,
pole is like
but-
205 feet out.
I mean, you
It's
really
like
got to pull
nothing.
it, but
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's
Right.
not an. If you're gonna have a guy that has actually hit home runs in Fenway, knows how to hit one,
Right.
and you're just giving him home run derby options here.
I think Alex Cora could hit that little pesky pole. a
Maybe
lot.
I don't know. I just think he would hit it straight out to the left,
Yeah,
up
he'd
to
hit the
right,
triangle.
and you'd be like, God damn it!
He'd be like, oh,
Son
he's
of a-
410 in the triangle, son of a bitch. just rattle
Look at the
around.
power on this guy.
Alex Cora, you animal. Just pull it. Would you fucking pull it? All right, let's move on.
Yep.
Before we go into closing time, let's stop for clothing time. Go to facebook.com/anyweatherclothingco. That's the letters NE Weather Clothing Co. Or you can go to anyweatherclothingco.com. Check out the Facebook store, facebook.com/anyweatherclothingco. Go in the shop. You can find exclusive BS Nerds merchandise there, a hat and a t-shirt as of right now, with much more to come. Also, check out the other clothes he has. He also has a retro throwback shirt. He's got something for Foxwoods now, and he also has his own brand going. Go to anyweatherclothingco.com or facebook.com/anyweatherclothingco and use the exclusive BS Nerds discount code, which is the letters B.S.N. ERDS and then the number 17. That's BS Nerd 17, and you have to capitalize the BSN. So that's capital B, capital S, capital N, ERDS 17.
It's closing time, nerds.
All right. That was like fucking Jeff Dunham. Like that just I looked over, you were just like all cockeyed like a fucking puppet, just like just kind of mocked it. It's pretty good. I'm gonna let you go first then. You probably have some pretty interesting news and goodbyes to say since you finished your show.
I put out a podcast
The last podcast.
ever. No, I won't even be on this show anymore.
Yeah,
Dropping the
Joe's-
mic. Dropping
we've
the mic.
decided to let Joe go from the network.
It's a
When were you guys
mutual-
going to tell me?
It's a mutual.
Sorry, there's a lot of
I'm being
moving and shaking. I forget who I
permanently
tell what.
replaced by Ben Field Goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Find him on Facebook.
I
Get
did
him
put
here.
out
Get him in
the
here.
last podcast this year
The finale.
for Joe's Fantasy Field Goal. The finale, it's not a special episode. It's just a regular Joe's Fantasy Field Goal where there is like a mid-episode rant about window of opportunity in the NFL. There's also I call a bunch of people dumb for having Week 17 championships to begin with.
Yeah, my league is just going under that transformation now. Starting next year, just voted on.
You have a Week 17 championship
we do
now,
now,
and you're
yeah.
going to Week 16?
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Your league's dumb.
It is tough.
Until now.
Yeah.
Or until next
Starting
year.
next year.
What
cool.
What did you finish in that league, Dave?
Right now, I finished 7th out of 10.
All right. Strong season.
Not great.
Better than the Browns.
It's true.
Yep.
That's true. I think I went 6 and 7. 6
All right.
and 7, I think. Either 5 and 8 or 6 and 7. Won my first round of the playoff, lower loser bracket. Right
Does
now,
the losers
I'm
bracket
fine.
matter in your league?
Yeah, losers bracket determines the draft.
Hey, hold on. The draft league, we're having one more week.
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible that it's a stupid idea if we have one more week left?
Didn't have a say in that.
Yeah,
right?
and
there's not a championship.
The draft league is not. It's different. It's not
Okay.
like a regular fantasy football league.
Okay.
It's kind of like they just make the best lineup. So
Yeah, there's not like a championship. It's just like who
Yeah, but
scored the
some of
most
those
points for
I mean,
17 weeks.
To be honest, Dave should just get like a.
who's winning?
Can
Can I
I
get a
haven't
Purple
checked
Heart
it.
or something?
I was gonna say
Like,
you need
Jesus.
like a hug
Yeah.
after looking at your
Who's
roster.
winning?
This guy.
You're winning. I'm not buying you a hat.
You can buy him some of the new sweet merchandise.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do now, Joe? Now that this show is over, is there
do you have any news?
is there a move?
So-
is there a lateral move
There
by
was-
Joe?
Is
There
there
was
anything I care about?
there was a lot of kicking around of ideas.
Yes.
It was going to be I thought about a video game show or some kind of weird mashup of listing things and ranking things.
Yeah. Every day we list.
Every day we list. And I settled after I had come into possession of a record player, which little known fact you don't need speakers for.
It's just the logistics of that is a wild,
Yeah,
wild thing.
records
yeah.
are an insane thing. After I had come into possession of a record player, I had decided to do a music podcast focused specifically on record reviews.
I have a bunch of records.
Do you?
Vinyl
Actual
records?
vinyls? Nice.
Nice.
Do you have a record player? Here?
And it's going to be called...
You've been here a million times. You probably just walked
It's
right
going...
by it.
The
Who
name...
knows?
I don't think the name is locked down yet. I think it's on the... Or off the record.
There she is.
Off the record with... no. On the record?
That's up to you.
You're looking at him.
Yeah,
It's
that's
your
like-
show.
I had come up. I had messaged Dave what
Yeah.
the name could be. The name isn't locked down. It's some kind of record pun.
Yeah, it's set the record straight.
Set the record straight, or-
yeah. Let the record stay.
Let the record state, yeah. With Joe.
Right.
So
So there's that.
yeah,
You
Okay.
should with
with Ben field goal.
it should be like with Joey in your last name. I'm not going to even butcher it
Nope,
because I'm
that's
about
why.
to stutter.
That's why I don't put the last name because it is
It's just
very.
Polycarpo.
It's-
right?
Polycarpo
It's been butchered many times.
Okay.
with Joey
I
Polycarpo.
have a last
with-
name.
Joe.
I have a last name that when people ask you like what's the last name for like a form, I just start spelling.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
much easier.
Oh, you
I don't.
you
I don't
do it
say
first.
it. Yeah, I just start
I get
spelling.
It. I get it.
You know, like-
I do the say and spell.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people are like Dawson, and I'm like, no, Dawson.
and like so, I just instantly start spelling.
Yeah, what's your last name? Pol.
Okay,
All right,
just,
I guess we're doing
all
this.
right, just start
So-
writing.
just
So yeah,
Keep it moving.
it's going to be a music review podcast about records. It's
new
really,
and old, right?
Yeah, new and old. It's really just going to be a music review podcast. The record thing is going to be part of it,
What kind of genres?
all kinds.
Any and all.
I have 2 records currently. I'm going to buy a lot more. You can buy records for the cheap, so don't worry about
There's
that.
a record store right in New London.
Yeah.
And one in Mystic right by the Green Marble.
Oh, all right.
They have
all
good
right.
deals there too.
They do.
So
They're also not paying us to promote them, so
I will
fuck
have-
I didn't say the
I'm just
name. I didn't
just
say the
kidding.
name, Dave.
I
I
will
meant
have
the Green Marble.
I'll have plenty of records. Right now, the first 2 episodes will most likely be the only 2 records,
2 records
I have,
that you have.
Which are
which are Bruno Mars' most recent album,
Okay.
which is 24
24
Karat
Karat
Magic,
Magic,
which is
I have not listened to it.
Pro tip, one of my favorite albums of the past long time. And one of Aaron's favorite artist, Kanye West's first album, College Dropout.
I'm good.
And I think part of it is going to be like, I'm going to take a picture of... I'm going to review, obviously, the music and how it sounds and all that, but I'm also going to review what you get in the record. And, like, Kanye's comes out with a really cool, like, gatefold pullout of, like... Because the College Dropout is school themed, there's like it looks like a yearbook thing.
Right, yeah.
There's some really cool stuff that they put into records that they don't put into CDs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of metal, like labels. They literally take the record, put it on there, go Facebook Live, and just you hear the music as the record's playing.
Yeah.
So you should do something maybe like that.
Yeah,
Facebook
video
Live
component.
video of you opening it and turning
And
it on.
I'll take pictures of that stuff and I can
No
post
speakers.
them.
Just
You
fucking
don't need speakers.
Just let it go.
It's an insane thing.
We talked
It
about
is-
this one night, and I was like, am I wrong that you can just play it and you don't need speakers and sound will emit from it? And he was like,
I don't think so.
Whatever. I was like, I'm pretty sure you can.
It's like data. I was like, it's obviously they don't have just like instruments
Right.
on the record.
I'm like, that's a weird. And then we just couldn't wrap our mind around. Like we're like, yeah, you absolutely can. So then we look it up and we find a record player like on YouTube.
We found
I'm like,
a video of someone playing a
Yeah,
record
with a fucking like business card.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Just playing at the corner and sounds emitting from the business card in the guy's hand. And then Joe was just like, how does that happen? There's a million sounds. Like, how does breaking
How
one
does
line
this
recreate?
how does
It's
this
a wild- it is a
business
wild
card
thing.
make
Right.
an electric guitar sound?
Right.
How does that happen?
That is a
Because
crazy thing.
records, it's Joe Rogan has a stand-up thing where he's like, "What would happen if all of the smart people died? Like, do you know how to make a battery? I can't make a battery.
Right.
Like, we're fucked."
Right.
Whoever the smart person is who invented like
The record.
phonographs and records,
Right.
wizards,
Notice how we don't use that technology anymore,
fucking
Right.
wizards.
which is crazy.
Right. Yeah, we moved.
How
past
crazy that is to your head.
And this is-
Right.
But that like
So a lot of people might be thinking like, why the fuck records? Like,
Right.
MP3s are like the highest quality
Right, we've
thing
talked
you
about
could
this,
own.
yeah.
records sound better.
You think the same thing?
And
man.
yeah, I
thank
think so
God.
too.
Right.
And my dad was one of the people like, it's weird that you want to listen to records. Like,
Does he think MP3 sound better?
he's just like, we used to listen to records, and
Right.
and they suck. Like,
And technology's so much
you get
better
like
now, yeah,
dust
right.
on them, and you can hear the dust
Right,
when you
yeah,
get
yeah.
it when you
like
when it
crack
goes-
one
yeah.
and shit. Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's why you
wipe
get a
them.
nice little
Yeah.
brush.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's, and I said this to you when we were talking about it, there is, and I think it has to do with drums specifically, snares on a record
To the snare?
to the snare. Snap your fingers
To the snare.
to the snare. Snares on records sound better.
Sound clappier.
I don't know what it is.
Right. Sounds more open.
It's like a crunchier sound.
Yep. As opposed to just being like on MP3 it's just like a hard hit. But then-
Where's my snare?
Yeah, where's my snare? But on a record it seems like echoey.
Yeah,
and like
it's
it
like
sounds like open. Like you're like
crunchy.
it's like
and
you're
snappy.
inside the drum and it's like
It's recorded in a studio.
right.
Yeah, so are MP3s.
You know what it is? It's not a guy
it's
sitting
not
in
keyboard drums.
a sitting
Right,
there
right.
going
Right.
on
808 drums.
on a thing
Right.
and trying to make a beat. Like
No, but even
that's what it
even
is.
those kind of like
If you listen to like a rock and roll band or whatever
Yeah.
on record,
Even-
or a rock and roll band on CD compared to a record,
yeah,
sounds
even
different.
and even
Yeah.
people who make their beats on like a beat pad, even their snares are they sound
there's something
better
about
on
a
record.
record. Yeah, a record just has a different sound to it. I 100%
Also, a lot of
agree
times
with
that the like rap musicians make their beats on a beat pad or something like that. Those snares are just snares that were played in a studio,
Right.
just sampled down to the snare. I
Right,
mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the same thing as a person doing drums.
Yeah.
It's just through another recording
the same thing with like a
process.
piano or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just yeah. I'm pumped for that. That should be good.
So yeah,
Which
set
one you
the
gonna
record straight.
Set the record straight, off the record, on the record.
I think I like.
Brought
set,
to you by
I
Joe.
think I like set the record straight.
I like set the record straight too. I think that's the one we
Yeah.
talked about.
So set the record straight with Joe
Yeah.
and Ben.
POLI.
Is it going to be a weekly show or bi-weekly? Bi-weekly? Be a little bit easier on your pocket?
Yeah, bi-weekly might be better.
Yeah.
I can stack them up too,
Yeah.
which is what I'm really pumped about.
It's good.
being able to stack podcasts, so I don't have to.
That's good. So you coming out? What day do you want to do?
Middle of the week, Wednesdays?
We do that.
Thursdays?
Thursdays.
And we are Fridays now?
Fridays.
Yeah.
We've been
And
Fridays for a while.
I
Except
could keep
for we did the
Tuesdays.
Hall of Fame. Could keep Tuesdays. You could go, if you could do Mondays, we could do every other weekend would be Dave Speaks 4-star, WCP, set the record straight.
We could do that too. I mean,
That's a doubleheader each.
because I'm not beholden to the NFL schedule
Yep.
like I was with the fantasy field
Right.
goal. I
Yeah.
can record these.
You can record it whenever.
whenever.
Right.
Yeah.
Publish
Like
whenever.
Joe's
right.
fantasy field goal, I pretty much had to record Monday nights.
That's an inside trade secret. I don't like that you just gave that away.
Oh, I'm sorry. So
That's cool. Yeah, we'll see what happens. That'll be good. Whatever. We'll figure. I mean, there'll be an announcement.
You mean to
whatever.
tell me you didn't take your Tuesdays off from work, sit at home and record the podcast?
the last Joe's fantasy field goal I did record on a Tuesday.
I was playing a coworker a clip from the Q&A episodes I did.
Yeah.
And our boss walks in and he says, "Oh, is that work related?" And I said, "Yeah." And I just stopped and he goes, looks at me and I said, "My second job." And he goes, "Is that the one that pays your bills or is it?" And I was like, "Okay."
Touche.
Click. Just like,
But was I talking? Because then you could
No.
say,
It
"Oh,"
wasn't-
or
yeah.
a question from me. You'd be like, "Well, Aaron actually just asked a question."
Actually, yeah, so it is like, yeah, it's that one.
It's
that
work.
job. Yeah,
It's work
It's
related.
real work. I was like, my second. I was like, yeah, my second job. You know, just like real under my breath. I was like, "Oh, is that the one that pays your bills?" Or and I was like,
It's
Touche.
actually
Well played.
it's a podcast about how to be a better Sheffield worker.
that's the goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. So it could pay dividends on both ends. Hey, let's just think about it.
That's not me talking.
That's
I know
not
it
me.
sounds exactly like me, but
It's just I've modeled my
That's,
entire life after this guy. What about you? What do you got?
Dawes Daveson.
I'm going to be doing a WECP this weekend. We're going to be doing kind of like a mini review of like, you know, kind of like favorite movies of the year.
Oh, year in review type thing.
Year-end review. Not even so much like just like, hey, what are the movies that like you really love this year?
Right.
TV shows that you really love this year. The shows you hated, like The Leftovers, stuff like that. And then also talk
I
about
feel
like,
like that was a real underhanded shot. Dave.
All right.
or you know, wrestlers that we're really excited for in the
Fuck
future. Yeah,
Or-
and discuss the you know, probably not talk too much about like who we're going to be having coming up soon because those haven't 100% been hashed out what days we're going to be talking to who.
Right.
But we will be having some interviews in the new year.
I'm excited about that.
So after 2017 is
I wasn't even-
over,
I wasn't even talking about
2018
the interviews.
will be some interviews.
I was just talking about my favorite wrestler.
How Buff Dad was such a big part of 2017 for
He
WCW.
was.
Yeah,
He was.
yeah.
And then and obviously talk about like what Christmas brought us collectibles wise.
Want to know what my favorite television show of 2017 is?
What? Big Mouth?
The same television show that was like my favorite television show of 2016 and 2015. Suits. You ever watch
Big Suits guy?
I'm
No.
a Suits guy.
I'm a pickle guy.
That's a 4-star.
That's a 4-star reference right
Not a
there.
Suits guy, huh?
I don't hate it, just never.
Harvey,
indifferent.
Harvey Specter's like one of the coolest people of all time.
Yeah, I'm suit indifferent.
He's got like the fancy like glass things that you drink whiskey out of, or
Flask.
or no, not a flask. Do you know what I'm talking about? They're like the glass bottles. They're like
Oh, Cadaver. Not Cadaver.
That's
Jesus
a dead
Christ.
body.
That's a dead, but that's a dead.
I
man
always
thing.
drink my whiskey out of dead bodies.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I have a couple of them.
Anyway.
Cadaver. Yeah,
Yeah, dead bodies.
real nice. Yeah.
Anyway, he drinks fancy drinks out of that.
I have a couple of
Scotch.
those.
And the big news that that obviously in next month Royal Rumble is going to be happening.
Big mouth.
First ever women's Royal Rumble. We're going to discuss that and who are our dark horses for that match.
Do you love that idea?
Yeah, I do.
Dave's being super sexist right now.
No,
I do for the simple fact that there's certain people I really want to see get a push and certain people I don't care about.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be 30 people.
Paige.
30 women.
Paige wins.
She's not going
Is
to be
it 30 women or 20?
It's going to be 30.
It's going to be 30.
So you're going to get
Paige isn't
some
going to be in it.
she got hurt yesterday in a house show. She hurt her leg, so she's probably done.
Decanter.
Yes.
There you go.
Not cadaver.
Very close.
Decanter.
But
Same amount of
you're going to
syllables.
get some legends. Probably Alita, because she's still under contract.
Right,
probably
right.
a Trish Stratus. I'm hoping for like a Jacqueline.
I'm hoping for a Sunny to come out and just please
No.
be hotter than you were.
No, she's not.
just
She
fix
doesn't
it.
look great.
Fix it
She
over
doesn't
the next
look great.
month.
It's not going to happen.
Want to know what would be insane? If China came out.
She's dead.
That would be nuts.
She is dead.
Exactly.
For
my
a
point.
long time.
Imagine that.
For a long time, they referenced that they were going to have that. Remember the hologram thing they did with Tupac?
Yeah.
That they were going to do that with Paul Bearer for
Yeah.
Undertaker's last WrestleMania and have him walk him down to the ring. Wildly creepy.
That would be very.
That would be the perfect Paul Bearer thing.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I heard that for years, and I was like, "This is going to be dope." Like as soon as the Tupac thing happened, they were like, "Oh, the WWE is looking into the technology."
The
to do it with
Tupac
Paul
thing.
Bearer."
Have you ever watched it?
That is
It is
creepy,
insane.
creepy, dude. That
They have like
was-
Dr. Dre on the
wild.
stage and Snoop Dogg on the stage with him.
and he's like interacting with him.
yeah.
Oh, it's
Do you know how
crazy.
they did that?
It's crazy. No,
They actually took a live show that the
Oh,
three of them had done together,
and then
and they
re-choreographed it.
used that
Right, yeah,
footage
yeah.
to choreograph.
Yeah.
So they're just doing the exact same thing they were doing in that show.
1995
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, right.
So it looks like they're doing a new show
right.
to this crowd,
Yeah.
but it's really just an old show,
yeah.
that they choreographed the whole thing to.
That's nuts. That's crazy.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I am excited for it, Dave.
China.
Nice.
Not for China. Because she's dead.
She's dead.
R.I.P..
If China shows
Yeah.
biggest
then
pop of the year.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's gonna
No.
be-
Would
There'll
it even
be
be a
children.
pop, or would it just be like a what the fuck?
more like that.
I think
Or-
people just be like, "Oh, Vince
or-
did it! Vince did it!"
Or the WWE orchestrated one of the craziest storylines of all time
Yeah.
by faking the death of China,
China.
just to bring her back
Yeah, but why?
years later
It's gonna be
at the
whole
first Women's Royal
Right.
Rumble.
That'd be it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening.
That's
She's well
why it would
dead.
get the biggest pop of
But
all
that
time,
would be-
Aaron,
that
because
would
you
be
didn't see
crazy.
it coming. China.
That would be good.
I just think it's going to be awesome.
And then DX
I think you're,
reunites.
I think you're gonna get to like I think you're gonna get like an Alondra Blaze will get a run in. I think Kelly will get a run in.
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
What
but
about
also
NXT girls?
they're already in it. Some of them are already in it. They are kind of being brought up to the main roster anyway. Which Paige is hurt, so
Right now, what do you do?
okay,
Right. Yeah.
good.
Yeah. That's
Change the
tough.
fucking name. It was awful.
That was bad. Yeah, that should be good. I'm pumped for those interviews.
So Dave, do you have any news?
yeah, I guess I got a bunch. Of stuff. I did 2 podcasts this past week.
No, show off.
I'm not a warrior or anything. I owed you one extra because I blew off 2 weeks prior, so that was the deal. I was going to go doubleheader. So check those out. That was a lot of fun. The Q&As, it was great. I had a bunch of podcasters that I know from some Facebook groups and some comedians that I met from Chad's
Yeah,
Past Seven
some of your
Popcorn.
answers a little offensive.
Joe's a little mad because Aaron asked me to marry, fuck, kill.
And I died.
And I killed Joe. And it's solely based on the fact that if he wins one more fucking pick'em, I owe him lunch.
You owe him
I owe
food.
him lunch. And I'm
I get
not
a
willing.
very expensive
I'm
grinder.
not willing
So-
to do that.
The most expensive one I can find. Even if I don't like it.
I have a thing to argue with that. You want to spend the rest of your life with Jerry instead of me.
I just want to fuck you.
Aaron,
Like-
you didn't die. I'm dead.
It's about the same to me. All right.
No,
All right? He
no,
could have gotten
no,
away with just saying
no.
killing me.
All right, guys, here
You
we go.
can
Here
live
we
the
go.
rest of your life
Guys, here we go.
after post-coitus with Dave.
All right.
I'm dead.
Yeah, but then that means I'm stuck in the friend zone.
All right, here's the problem.
I'm making
You're
this
not
very
dead.
I'm making this very uncomfortable for his
I'm-
girlfriend right now. You're not getting the joke, Joe.
I'm watching the Women's Royal Rumble with China because I'm dead.
So here's the thing. Podcast network wise, your show's over. You're dead to me. Until set the
Literally
record
dead.
until set the record straight.
Literally
works,
dead.
Then you're dead. We can keep doing what we're doing, fucking, and just having a good time as friends.
It's only fuck
coexisting.
once. You're making it way worse.
Jerry, like I said,
You're making him a
I think
side piece.
needs the structure, needs the discipline. So for the state of the network, it's better if me
So
and
Jerry's
you
a
keep doing what we're
human
doing.
toddler.
Jerry's the big
That's what you're saying. You're saying Jerry emotionally is a toddler.
Not
and
emotionally.
Aaron is
I think
very
commitment-
fuckable.
I think
and I'm
commi-
dead.
and
I'm
you're
a zombie.
Yeah.
I am a cadaver, as you said.
Well, if
You're
they
a decanter.
Yes.
Damn it, I can't get that right.
we'll just bring you back
Right.
as
Yeah,
China.
with your voodoo magic. That
Yes.
was also
Yeah, right. And you
Okay.
could,
bring me back as a lion.
you could win.
A
You could
wild
win,
fucking take
You
to be
could
a
win
lion.
the women's Royal Rumble.
yeah. You could do a run-in.
Who knows?
Gina.
Yeah, you could be. Gina.
You know what I thought was the hottest one there? Gina.
Yeah, Gina. Yeah, no, the Q&A thing was a lot of fun. I had a lot of really cool people submitting questions and stuff. It was fun to do. People from UK asked questions.
Also, the one guy asked, "What animal would you be?" And you said a lion.
yeah, lion's my favorite animal.
Nope. I'm not letting you off the hook. You said a lion before you completely flaked on the question
Yeah.
and went with human,
And then led myself to human, talked
which
myself into
is
human.
which is not the question. If I'm pretty sure it was like if you were any animal besides a human, obviously.
No, that wasn't. That wasn't the question. Go ahead, keep going.
I would be a lion. Is what you said, and then you were like, no, I'll be a human. No, the correct answer is bear, and there is a correct answer, and only one. It's bear.
That's a crazy man's move.
It's not a crazy man's move.
That's a crazy.
By
man's
your
move.
logic, you'd want to be an ape so you can have opposable thumbs.
right?
Nope. Apes. I stay by the fact that apes aren't fuckable. Bears are very fuckable. Women think bears are cute. It happens.
Yeah, until one of them mauls them.
Yeah,
like
but
an
I would
ape.
be a nice bear. I have full agency over how mean I am as a bear.
The question is, if you were you, and you had to lead the same everyday life you do now, but were in the body of an animal, what animal would you choose? Humans or animals? I choose humans.
It's such a wet blanket.
And if
answer.
you have to-
it's
and if you
such
have
a
to-
wet blanket answer.
And if you have to lead the same day every day, yeah, then I'm gonna be a human.
I could do all of the things necessary for my job as a bear.
If you wanted me to fucking get Harambe'd and fucking walking into any situation, then not happening.
And also, you looked at it the wrong way. So you were like, "Well, if I was a lion, how could I do my job at where I'm working?" The thing is, you wouldn't have that job. Why? Because you'd be a fucking talking lion.
He said you lead your everyday life.
Yeah, but you would be a talking lion. Your everyday life would change.
What did I say first? I'd be the first lion podcaster, probably make me a ton of money.
Exactly. But that was before you went wet blanket and changed to human, and you didn't stick with talking podcasting lion.
But then I said it'd be weird to go like grocery shopping.
Who cares? You're fucking. No one's gonna be like, "Oh shit, that's a lion." They're gonna be like, "That's fucking Dave, the podcasting
A
lion."
lion walks into the grocery store tomorrow.
If you're a lion wearing a T-shirt,
with the B.S.N network.
yeah, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that's Dave, the podcasting lion." You know what? The first time you go to the grocery store might be a little hectic.
Might get killed.
Like, the rest of them, though, after everyone knows you're Dave, the podcasting lion, people get used to you around
Hey
town.
guys, it's me, Dave.
You
And
walk
they're
into
like,
Dunkin'
"What?
Donuts and be like, "Fucking Dave, the podcasting lion."
Could be.
You might get killed until you open your mouth and be like, "Oh, it's that lion.
never
It's
know.
not the other
You
lions."
never ever know. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. We do have merch available.
Well, we've kind of always had merch.
We've always had merch, but now we got. I'm talking tote bag. I'm talking fucking pillowcase. I'm talking
Pillowcases.
notebooks.
What about sheets?
T-shirts? No sheets. Baseball shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, the whole kit and
I
caboodle.
wanted an entire bed set of B.S.N network.
A wild variety of colors. I mean, almost any and everything.
Reggie Biv?
Yeah. So
Do you know what that is?
no.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet,
Reggie,
Reggie
yeah,
Biv?
yeah. Oh, even more so. I mean, there's
alright.
Heather Gray, Heather Charcoal, Kelly Green. Like it's
Wait, why are they named after women?
Huh? You don't know what Kelly Green is?
You
I know what Kelly Green is. I've
You know
never
what
heard of-
You never heard of Heather Gray?
Heather
No.
Gray? No. It's like Heather is
she
where
nice?
it's like Heather's like where it's like kind of faded looking.
It's
not a solid
It's like
color.
a darker tone.
Also,
Yeah,
did
yeah.
you need the difference between charcoal and gray? Kind of the same color?
No,
it's
definitely
different.
not.
One's a black,
Definitely
I
not.
guess.
Yeah, Jesus, that's a wild thing to say. The gray and charcoal are the
Charcoal
same thing.
can be kind of gray.
It can be, but that's neither here nor there. You can check out the store. It's going to be on our Facebook page, in the group, the actual page. I don't actually have a link yet because it's sort of like this. tpublic.com/campaign equals question 3, whatever. So we're not doing that. Go to our Twitter page. It's our pinned tweet is going to be the link to the store. So you can go there, Twitter at BSNerds. Instagram will be the linked page also. So you can go to our bio, click the link. Facebook page, we'll have it all up on there. So just follow any of our social media outlets, and we will link the link to our podcast descriptions too. I'll add that to the list of links.
All right.
So
Do they have Joe Blue?
that's probably not.
They have Jay-Z Blue?
No Jay-Z Blue, because that would be a human.
It's a real color.
It's a real Jay-Z Blue?
Yes, he purchased the blue.
He purchased a blue.
Yes, Jay-Z Blue is a real blue. Look it up.
Yeah.
Look it up. Look it up. Did you know Kanye West removed all of his bottom teeth and replaced them with diamonds?
Yes.
It's a real thing.
Makes more sense. He probably went to prison.
Jay-Z
Some guy-
owns a blue, people. It's a fucking shade of blue.
Petty and the Jets.